Hello and welcome to this evening's Hampshire Senior Cup final between Basingstoke Town and AFC Bournemouth's development squad. I'm Ed Jones.
And I'm Neil, your host for the day. Well, it's a wonderful stage to be. It's the Hampshire Cup final, a trophy's on the line, and we have Bournemouth taking on taking on Basingstoke. Yesterday, we did see the ladies' finals where Bournemouth came out as winners against the Saints, and it went down to the penalties. The penalty shootouts went on and on forever. We'll see if the Bournemouth men's team can match up to their ladies' counterpart, but Basingstoke, they have a treble on the line. Ed, they have won the North Hampshire Cup, they've won the league, and now they have a chance to win their third title of the season. You think they'll be the more nervous team going on? How did the chat with the manager went on?
Well, yeah, it's been a fantastic season for Basingstoke. They topped the league. There was a late twist on the final day of the season. Thatcham Town helped them pip Walton and Hampshire to the title. A really great season, as you mentioned. They won the North Hampshire Cup as well.
Yeah.
The chairman, Jack Miller, he spoke of how much of this great spirit at the club. But yeah, they'll be ready to do it tonight, I think.
Absolutely, it's been a roller coaster for them for sure. We are expecting more Basingstoke faithful tonight here at Fratton Park. It's a wonderful set, and well, Bournemouth can actually do a double as their ladies team did go on to win the Hampshire Cup Women's Cup finally yesterday. We'll see if their men's team can match them as well. Ed, do you think Basingstoke playing against a side like Bournemouth, we know that they're not fielding their first 11 from the Premier League, yet aside, they have the badge of playing for Bournemouth. Will that be a daunting task, as if you're seeing point of view of a Basingstoke playing against a side like Bournemouth? Is that an intimidating factor going into such a big game?
Quite possibly, but at the same time, you've got to remember this is AFC Bournemouth's development squad. There's some fantastic young players in that squad, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, this is, Basingstoke, you could argue, have that experience about them. But whatever happens tonight, I suppose we saw last night that Southampton's academy side took Bournemouth all the way to penalties to win the cup. To penalties to win the cup. So it could work out the same way tonight, couldn't it? But we saw that our reporter Peter Langton, he was able to interview Basingstoke manager Danny Brownlee earlier on.
So hello, the Basingstoke manager is here with me. So what's it like going to be playing in such a iconic stadium like Fratton Park? How's it going to be for tonight?
We're really excited about it. The boys have earned their stripes over the course of the year to allow themselves this opportunity and this what is a celebration, and that's the big thing. That the team talk will be, you've got to enjoy the night. They've worked really hard to get here, not just on a league on the cup basis, but also the league. Like, we're very fortunate to win. I say fortunate, we earned it, but we won the league in amazing style a couple of weeks ago. So this is a real, true celebration of everything that's been great about a season. Obviously, we're not here to make up numbers. We want to try and get a result, but to play in a park like this with a stadium with such history is amazing. It's really good for the boys.
And as you mentioned, that you got the double, but not been achieved since 1971, and you're aiming for the treble, and so that must be a big part of history if you're able to achieve that tonight.
I mean, you summed it up. The dates there are remarkable, aren't they? I think it's 38 years since we last won the league. A double has been done even longer. You know the dates better than I do. I don't think a treble's ever been done, of any capacity. So we're really excited about that opportunity, but obviously it's not going to come easy when you're playing a Premier League team called Bournemouth. But do you know what? This group of men are a special group, and they constantly rise up when they're doubted, and I think there is a little bit of doubt going into today's game. Are we expected to win? Probably not. But this group continually kind of they drive standards. So we're really excited about tonight's game, and hopefully we can get a result.
Yes, and one last question. You said that last time around that you're not expected to see the ball much because of Bournemouth's stature in the game, and they've got experience with some of the first team maybe coming in tonight. So how are you going to deal with their aggression and their possession?
Hope for the best. Look, if they see the game if they see the ball for 85 minutes, it's what we do with it in those 5 minutes. Like, we're not expected to see a lot of the ball, but again, football isn't as simple as that. It's making sure that when we have it, we're effective and we try and eliminate their threats. And we're going to need a slice of luck. We're going to need balls to bounce our way, but hopefully we can get a result.
Well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you
very
for that.
much.
Top man.
Thank you.
Yes, what confidence can do. True trophies in the bag, and Danny Brown, the manager of Basingstoke, all smiled and such positive attributes talking about his team. Ed, you shed light upon them winning the North Hampshire Cup and also the league, but here they've had a very successful run. So, how did they make it here? What has Basingstoke done to find themselves playing against the big boy from Bournemouth?
Well, they've had a great run to the final. You mentioned they played a big boy in Bournemouth.
Yeah.
They've also defeated Aldershot at home 5-0 in the semi-final. And before that, they had a narrow win against Portchester and an entertaining encounter nonetheless with Fleet Town. So I think this is a squad, as you mentioned, they've had a successful season. Obviously, before they beat Fleet Town, they beat Royal Navy as well. They've had a successful season, all in all. You know, obviously it's been a difficult few years for the club with the various stadium moves, etc. But they're here full of confidence, and I think they'll be ready tonight for another big challenge yet.
Well, in the semi-final, Ed, they beat Aldershot 5-0. So I mean, they have been really scoring goals for fun in the recent past. So how do you feel like them coming into the final? They have been a very high-scoring team in this competition itself. But how do they see this? Do you think that semi-final win, because it's not just a win, it was, with all due respect, it was complete humiliation, really, with all due respect. Do you think that can actually add a little bit of more confidence coming into such a big game? Because that was obviously also a knockout game, but also a semi-final by itself.
Yes, certainly. I think, like I keep saying, basically they've had a great season. You know, their forward lines, their striking force, the likes of your Bradley Wilsons, the likes of your George Reeds, they've came here tonight full of confidence. So I think they'll be ready once again, you know, for that challenge. Bournemouth are a good team. They've got some great young players, but I think Basingstoke have done fantastic, and it's that confidence which should stand them in good stead tonight, I think.
Absolutely. We did shed light upon Basingstoke, but what about the big men from the Premier League, Bournemouth? As we have already spoken and mentioned about, they're not fielding their Premier League starting 11, or we might say they're not fielding their strongest 11 for the final, and they have not done this for the entire tournament, but they have been in hot form themselves as well. We did talk about Basingstoke being a very high-scoring team. They had 5-0 in the semi-final against Aldershot. But let me remind our viewers, Bournemouth scored 6 goals against Eastleigh in the semi-finals. So Ed, I mean, literally all the talk in the press, us in the media team, we have been constantly mentioning that Bournemouth have been feeling their young squad, whatever, but they've been mighty impressive. 6-0 against Eastleigh, and we did talk to the manager of
we had an interview with manager Alan Connell ahead of the game.
With Alan, the Bournemouth manager, you were runners up in 2017. Were you at the club at that point?
I was the under 18s manager at the time. Obviously now looking after the under 21s, and yeah, it's a competition that I think has been going for a long time, and it's a competition we've always tried to do well in. And obviously now we've arrived at the final. We want to make sure we perform tonight. We want the players to enjoy the experience. You know, playing the final at such a beautiful stadium, and hopefully if we get a performance right, hopefully we'll be on the right end of the result.
I know you had an incredible run to get here tonight. And so you know, how was the performance leading up tonight? Did it go as expected?
Yeah, it's been a very varied road to Fratton Park tonight. We've played Follen Sports, obviously a non-league side on a difficult pitch. We then went to Tadley Caliva, who gave us a very tough night, and we managed to play quite well in difficult circumstances. But we got over the line with a penalty shootout win, and then we played Portsmouth in the quarter-finals and performed very well on the night, before playing away at Eastleigh a few weeks ago in the semi-finals. So we've had all different types of games and experiences, and obviously tonight's going to be another great experience, and one that like I said before, I want the players to enjoy and relish and use this as a platform to go on and bigger and better things in their careers.
And you're playing against Basingstoke tonight. They're looking for the treble this season after winning the league and the North Hampshire Division FA Cup. That must be a very difficult opponent. What you expected from them? What have you said to the boys in the dressing room?
Yeah, I mean, they've had a great season, and we're very much aware of that. I think obviously the fact they're going for their third trophy suggests they're a team that are obviously they're successful, but they're used to winning. and any team that is used to winning, I would imagine, is full of confidence and belief, and they'll be here tonight, determined to obviously try and beat us. And like I say, that's going to make the experience even better for our players playing up against such a good team who are successful. So yeah, all credit to Basingstoke, and like, promises to be a really good final.
Oh, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you very much. You're right. Thank you.
Great to hear from Alan Connell there. We're joined by our pundit for the match tonight, Liu Chin. Liu, who do you think the players, they're out on the pitch already, who do you think we need to look out for tonight?
Yeah, well, Ed, it's a cup final, so everybody's going to be on it, so we really have to look out for everyone. But to pinpoint just a few, Basingstoke, of course, Bradley Wilson, he's going to shoot out at you. You know, if you look at the lineup, 34 goals, 28 assists in all comps this season for Basingstoke, and of course, Sam Argent in front for Basingstoke, as well as he scored a brace in the semi-final. So he's going to be confident coming into this one. For Bournemouth, Daniel Adu-Aji is... he's an amazing player as well, and they're going to also have to look out for that left foot of Michael Gonzalez da Costa.
Thank you for
Well,
that,
thank
Liu.
you so much. We'll now join the live action to our commentators Max Timms and Carl Ford.
Yes, thank you, Neil, and good evening from Fratton Park and the commentary box. I'm joined by Carl Ford and I'm Max Timms. We'll take you through the lineups of the two teams ahead of kickoff. So for Basingstoke Town FC, in goal it is Mark Scott. Then we have Nathan Smart, number 2. Number 3, Callum Winchcombe. Number 4, Louise Lepay. Number 5, Scott Armsworth. Number 6, Billy Upton. 7 is Bradley Wilson. Captain and Basingstoke Town loyal legend DeAndre Brown. Number 10, Ben Cook. 11, George Reed. And number 19, Sam Argent. And their coach is Dan Brownlee. And for AFC Bournemouth, in goal we have Will Dennis. Number 2, Finn Tonks. Number 3, Noah Boutin. 4, Jack Wadden. 5, Max Kinsley Wellings. 6, and captaining the side, Ben Greenwood. 7 is Baden Johnson. Number 8 is Ben Wintonburn. Number 9, Daniel Adaji. Number 10, Michael DaCosta Gonzalez. And number 11, Dominic Sardi. And the coach is Alan Connell. So we are just approaching kickoff in the Hampshire Senior Cup final between Basingstoke Town and AFC Bournemouth. So Kyle, the last two finals in the competition have gone to penalties. Do you think we will see the same again tonight?
Well, Max, actually in the women's final again last night we saw penalties and it went all the way down, as I say, to the keeper. So the keeper took one early actually for Bournemouth, went all the way down to 9-8. So we could see it again tonight, but two very strong teams coming into this, on form, lots of goals scored coming in from both sides. So it's going to be evenly matched, so I can't wait to see what happens.
And what do you make of the matchups? Obviously, Basingstoke Town in the Isthmian South Division. Bournemouth, Premier League, but it's their youth squad. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, it seems to be tonight more experience on the side of Basingstoke, but with the academy side and youthful energy of Bournemouth. So Bournemouth, obviously, some of these players do have Premier League experience, some on the bench recently for Bournemouth as well. So it'll be interesting to see if it's more of a physical battle from Basingstoke, whereas Bournemouth look to keep hold of the ball more throughout the game.
Both sides in fine form. Basingstoke already having won 2 trophies this season. Can they get the treble for the first time in their history? And we are live in the FA Senior Cup final. Bournemouth kick us off and it goes straight to Basingstoke. But it's good early pressure and a slip. Early chance for Bournemouth here. And Basingstoke do well to smother it out, and it's cleared eventually. It was Daniel Adu-Aji who's been in fine form with the chance but couldn't quite get a shot off. Good start for Bournemouth though, Carl.
Yeah, very strong start. I was thinking we were going to see a goal there straight away, but luckily Basingstoke were able to clear it there. So, you know, Bournemouth now just slowing down the game. What we thought we'd see from them, possession of experienced youth academy side, Premier League experience as well. So I wouldn't be expecting to see Bournemouth hold this ball for 5 more minutes at least, Max.
And it's that danger man for them. Daniel Adu-Aji scored in both previous rounds, but that's sloppy from the goalkeeper. And Basingstoke can attack here. Bournemouth just get the ball away. An opportunity for a counter-attack here. They've got quick wingers. As well marshalled. The game played at frantic pace, and a chance for Bournemouth as it crosses the goal line, and it is cleared well away. Frantic stuff early on here.
Now we have Michael da Costa Gonzalez on this right-hand side.
Low cross in.
Bournemouth here are putting basically under a lot of early pressure, but Basingstoke, they can't find the pass through. Now Bournemouth will look to calm this game down.
Do you think this is a pattern of play we're likely to see throughout the game, Carl? It's a frantic start.
I think so. I think Bournemouth will want to score early just to consolidate that lead and hold it, but they're going to look to keep the ball, Bournemouth. They won't be messing around. They'll be keeping it, playing possession with their triangles, looking to open the Basingstoke defence up, which they have a couple of times. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of that.
So Bournemouth with the ball. Slowing the game down. Getting a free for the first time in the game after this frantic start. Jack Fratton to Max Kinsey-Wellings. As you can see, Basingstoke sitting in a deep defensive line here, not pressing the ball too high up, allowing Bournemouth to have the control of the match so far. Do you think that's a ploy from the Basingstoke manager? Underdogs in the game, soak up some early pressure?
Well, we heard from the Basingstoke manager earlier. He knew coming into this game that this Bournemouth side would keep possession and hold it, and they were just hoping, he said 5 minutes they were hoping for off the ball, and it's what they can do with that 5 minutes out of the 90, but we'll see here now with Bournemouth through. With da Costa Gonzalez, can he make anything of it?
Looking for options, step over, cuts back. Ball to Finn Tonks. They recycle possession. But it's a good early spell for Bournemouth, and you can see the pattern of play in this game already appearing. Goes out to the left-hand side. They work it into the area. Opportunity for a cross here. Daniel Aduajay gets ahead on it, but can't direct it towards goal.
Again, Bournemouth looking to be going down these wings again on both sides. We saw one earlier with da Costa Gonzalez, and we'll see it again. This is Adji when he went round the keeper, but no Bournemouth player was there to finish the chance for the team.
I feel they had to gamble there, Kyle.
They should have. Someone should have been in there. You would have expected somebody to be on the end of that cross, but nobody was there following up from when Adji got through and past the keeper. So I wouldn't expect to see Bournemouth keeping that pressure on throughout these first 20 minutes.
And you can just see the attacking intent by Bournemouth. Obviously beating EC 6-0 in the semi-final and Portsmouth 5-2 in the quarters. This team can score goals.
They can. They definitely can score goals. I wouldn't expect to see a couple of goals from them tonight.
More possession for Bournemouth here. Basingstoke engaging slightly higher up the field though. Manager Dan Brownlee for Basingstoke did warn that they could have very little of the ball and was hoping for a miracle for a win, but he did illustrate his football. Anything can happen. As Gonzalez picks up the ball, he finds Johnson. Noah Booton. Finn Tonks picks it up under no pressure. Has the game so far, Kyle, almost 5 minutes in, is it set into the pattern of play you expected?
Yeah, Bournemouth definitely have had a lot of possession in these opening 5 minutes here, as we expected. But basically, have had a couple of chances. They just need to make sure and take their opportunity when they can, because we know that this Bournemouth side, as they're in now, will look to keep possession and hold on to that ball.
As Callum Winchcombe picks up the ball on the left-hand side. 3 Bournemouth players surround him. He tries to take it past the defender, can't quite, out-muscled and out-paced. And Bournemouth should be able to get it out from here. It's well won back though by Basingstoke.
That's that physical battle I was talking about, Max, earlier on. I think this Basingstoke side will come in with a more physical side of their game, where Bournemouth will look to keep the ball on the floor and play with it rather than trying to brute force their way through this team.
And you can hear the fans in the background. Basingstoke especially brought so many with them.
Yeah, so many came here, and you can hear them in the Fratton end singing for their team that they've seen win the double this season, and they're hoping they can go one more and do the treble, because Basingstoke have not only won a double since 1971, and never in their history have they won a treble. So for them to do that this season, it would look to be one of their best ever seasons as a club.
It'd be some achievement, that's for sure. Do you think, though, Basingstoke need to get on the ball a bit more, calm down, get some early possession?
Yeah, they look just to be going long all the time, and then Bournemouth will just keep it and keep hold of it like we expected them to do with their possession style of play that they're looking to do. But Basingstoke just need to string a few passes together and hold on to it more, so they get comfortable on the ball, because as soon as they get it, the first touch, second touch seems to be going straight back to a Bournemouth player.
And do you think Carl Brooks will be a miss for this game, for this Bournemouth side? He played in the quarter-final and semi-final. Obviously, under normal circumstances, a senior player, but coming back from an injury, he's been played in this competition. Will they miss him here in the final?
I think they will, because he scored a hat-trick earlier on in this tournament, and obviously that helped them to get their win that they did. And obviously he's got massive Premier League experience, David Brooks. But he was just using this, I think, with Alan Connell, their coach, just to get his fitness back, because obviously he'd been out for over a year with obviously his cancer, and he had an injury, unfortunately, after that as well. So this competition was used as match fitness, and we saw him on the weekend. He only got 1 minute against Chelsea, but he's trying to get back to full fitness and start again for Bournemouth, who are now looking our Premier League side next season with the amount of points they've got this season, and have got security, which many people didn't think they would do this season. They thought Bournemouth would be one of the favourites to go down, but they've had a very impressive season from their end.
Basingstoke pick up the ball. Ben Cook flicks it on, and George Reed can't quite get it round, and it's a foul to Basingstoke in a very promising position here.
Yeah, this is where Basingstoke need to capitalise. They need to get something out of this free kick, because set pieces, I think, tonight, Max, will be where Basingstoke need to capitalise on, because otherwise Bournemouth will keep the ball for the majority of the time.
So you see the foul here, and it was just late by the defender.
Yeah, Dominic Sadie there, just a bit late on the Basingstoke player here.
The Basingstoke fans in full voice, hoping to see their team lift the cup and win the treble. What a help that could be for this side, them cheering them on from the Fratton end. Free kick to be taken will be the left footer or the right footer. Under the wall and straight into the keeper's grasp. Well held on there by Will Dennis.
Yeah, George Reed there tried something there. He knew Bournemouth weren't going to keep it high, so he went low, and unfortunately couldn't get it into the spot he wanted. But a shot on target for Basingstoke, that must give them a bit of confidence going into these next few minutes, Max.
And let's go under the wall. We often see these days players lying behind the wall to stop that, but Bournemouth elected not to, and Basingstoke attempted it.
Yeah, that's probably why Basingstoke did go for that free kick there, because normally you would expect, like you said, somebody to be under the wall. Under the wall, as you see in the Premier League all the time, there's always a player underneath the wall, but Basingstoke maybe with their next one, Bournemouth may put somebody under the wall that time, but we'll see, we can only see.
Bournemouth to pass it out from the back again. They're showing confidence on the ball in these early stages.
The Basingstoke fans have been chanting "shoes off if you love the Stoke." That's very interesting to see. I saw that earlier on when they won their final game of the season. That was an interesting scene by the Basingstoke fans. Shoes off if you love the Stoke.
As Basingstoke elect to go long once again. Can't win the flick on.
Again, we see it goes long, and then Bournemouth just keep it down and get the ball and get more comfortable. Maybe that is that Premier League experience that some of these players do have.
Sadie comes through with the ball, but gets nicked off then by the Basingstoke defender. He looks to try win it back, can't quite. Scott Armsworth aims to clear long once again. And he'll run straight through to Will Dennis. Finn Tonks on the ball. Bournemouth once again just buying their time here, trying to look for any openings they can. Sadie passes it back.
Bournemouth here really letting the ball do the work and making Basingstoke run around. This, if they keep this up for the rest of the game, you can see the Basingstoke players start to tire earlier on in the second half than you would have expected.
Long ball over the top. Bailyn Johnson battles for it. But it's Nathan Smart that comes out and trotting that duel. Basingstoke to get the game back underway. Mark Scott to take the free kick.
Yeah, Max actually had a League 2 win. He was in the League 2 squad that won with Swindon Town, so that's very interesting to see that he's got some also experience. Maybe not at the level of some of these Bournemouth players, but still experience under his belt.
As Basingstoke pick up the ball in a promising position here. And it's intercepted and will be going for a corner. And that's got the Basingstoke fans on their feet. They're seeing their team attack here. And as you say, Carl, set pieces could be key.
Yeah, I would expect Basingstoke again to try and get something from this corner. We don't want to see them going and getting beat at the first man off this corner, so it's got to be a good ball into the box. Otherwise, it just seems to be a waste of an opportunity for Basingstoke.
And we saw set pieces last night in the women's final, so crucial. Will they be here at Fratton Park? The ball's whipped in. Comes back out. Shot taken by DeAndre Brown, but gets blocked. Still opportunity to get across him. It's a good cross. And offside. Good promising signs for Basingstoke here.
Yeah, that was a good chance for them there. They should have maybe taken something from it, but hopefully Basingstoke are getting more into this game now. They're getting more comfortable, but maybe that's all come from that set piece, and we need to maybe see them create their own chance through using the ball. Like Bournemouth will here, they'll build it up slowly, but Basingstoke seem just to be going long, but it doesn't seem to be working for them, so they may need to fix that.
As Basingstoke come forward with the game ball once again. Looking for the pass, can't quite get it. Bradley Wilson that was. So Noah Bhutan picks up possession under no pressure deep inside his own box. To Greenwood. And Bournemouth again, once with possession. Do you think they can increase the tempo slightly here?
Yeah, they are. Just as I said, it seems to be a bit slow from Bournemouth. They're just trying to find that opportunity, find that space. They will build it up slowly here. They just want to try and cut the Basingstoke defence open, but you know, at the moment it seems they need to be going a bit quicker because the clock obviously is ticking, and they've only got a certain amount of time to get those goals. So hopefully Bournemouth will try to attack more instead of just keeping it at the back. But this is their style of play. It's worked for them the whole way through this tournament, so it can only be a good thing.
Ball down the line, intercepted by Basingstoke. Scott Armstrong picks up the ball to look long. It's a lovely ball into Ben Cook. He finds Bradley Wilson, he's got a bit of space to work in here. Squares up the defender, jinxes left, right, trying to put a cross in, and a goal kick is given. But Basingstoke looking to threat here. Dan Brownlee, the manager, looks to have set his team up very well. Solid in defence so far and looking for that counter-attack at all times. Gonzalez skips past, looks for a curling shot, and it's a good effort.
This brings out a good save there from Mark Scott here.
Bailyn Johnson, blocked by Basingstoke, and Bournemouth are turning up the pressure right now. Gonzalez once again fakes the shot, and Basingstoke can get some possession of the ball and look for a counter-attack. Ball to Ben Cook once again. He finds Bradley Wilson. One-on-one on his defender, step over, jinxing him right, and can't quite find a player. Bit of contact in the end, the referee waves it go.
Yeah, they've looked a couple of times to Bradley Wilson. Obviously, he's their Golden Boot winner this season. Scored over 30 goals this season for Basingstoke. So that's probably why they're looking to get Brad Wilson more involved in the game. So in the first few minutes, he didn't have a touch of the ball.
And across to Gonzalez on his right wing, looking a threat for Bournemouth. Big chance for him. Scored a couple like that in the run-in to this final. He's looking to do the same once again. Tricky player. Potentially see him in the senior squad soon.
Yeah, we will do. I'm
As
sure.
he does a Cruyff turn and he's jinxing again. So difficult to handle. He finds Finn Tonks and there's a poor ball in. Basingstoke just managed to get it clear. Can only go as fast as DaCosta Gonzalez. And it's a lovely turn by Dale J. And it's a great block by the Basingstoke defender, Billy Upton it was.
Well, we saw that Basingstoke earlier in the game had a corner. Can we see Bournemouth do anything from it now? They've had their build-up play using that as their form of attack, but a set piece, they can use that to score as well.
Bournemouth really starting to show their class now. Greenwood with the in-swinger. Can he take out a Bournemouth player in the box? Elects to go short. Changes the angle. Nice ball in, punched by the goalie. Only falls fast, a Bournemouth player. And the referee's blown up. But Bournemouth now really increased the pace of the game.
We'll see that again here. Unfortunately, Bournemouth tried to get the shot away, but Basingstoke were in there to get the ball and clear it straight away, and obviously the offside came in.
And Mark Scott once again looking to go long. It's the Bournemouth head. Basingstoke took possession back up here. Dave Johnson couldn't quite find the pass he was looking for there. "18 minutes gone, Carl. Intriguing affair so far."
Yeah, it's been as close as we expected it to be between the two sides. Obviously, Premier League experience on the Bournemouth side, as they're in again now.
Ben Winterburn's got a chance here, and the keeper doesn't hold on to it, but Basingstoke live to fight another day.
But Basingstoke are putting up their own fight of their own. Obviously, double champions this season, and they're looking to get one more again. So I don't think Basingstoke will be up for this as much as Bournemouth are.
The pace of that Bournemouth front line is simply frightening. As we just see the chance here, it's Ben Winterburn.
Nearly there,
And
Lou
goalie did well.
gave away a penalty, but luckily Ben Winterburn avoided the challenge, but maybe he should have gone down there, giving Bournemouth a chance to score.
Goes long once again. It's a lovely takedown, a snapshot, and over the bar by... Got a deflection on its way. George Reed with the chance. But Carl, was that long ball for Basingstoke?
Yeah, it worked that time, it seemed to do, so maybe they're going to try it more often, but I'm not sure if that was Dan Brownlee's plan coming into this game with the long ball, because obviously he knew Bournemouth would keep it on the floor, but maybe Basingstoke should mix up a bit more, and they've got another corner here, so let's see if they will capitalise. As we see that shot go over.
Ben Cook to put the delivery in. Floated into the middle, and it's good goalkeeping by Will Dennis. Commanded his area there, didn't he?
Yeah, Will Dennis there, very experienced keeper. He's actually been on loan at Slough Town FC, and he's got some experience against Basingstoke. He was a sub in their 2017 loss to Basingstoke, so Will Dennis knows he wants to get one up back on this Basingstoke side.
As Finn Tonks wins his side a corner. Lovely overlapping run by the fullback. Bournemouth shooting towards the fans at the Fratton end. Mixture of Bournemouth and Basingstoke.
It's interesting to see that Ben Greenwood on the ball here for the corner. He's the captain of Bournemouth, and he operates in the sort of central defence of Bournemouth. You don't normally see that, Max, do you?
Not often, not often. Let's cross it in the box this time.
Bournemouth clearly had a plan. They're setting up their corner there. It was one off the training ground, but it wasn't able to pay off.
Yes, we've seen some variation from their corner kicks, some going short, some going right into the box. And chances are looking to come from corners for Bournemouth.
I don't think it'll be too long, Max, before we see our first goal in this final.
It's an intriguing affair so far. Bournemouth dominating possession, but Basingstoke still looking a threat on the counter-attack. Manager Dan Brownlee for Basingstoke did warn that this could be the case. Mr. Costa Gonzalez picks up the ball in the right wing. As he pulls out some of his skills we often see from him.
He is a very skillful player, Costa Gonzalez. If you've watched some of the goals he scored coming into this and the play that he's had, he is an outstanding, skillful player. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the Premier League very soon.
Basingstoke looks to get something going here. So long ball up. So George Reed will chase, and he does very well to get that. Good industry from the forward player. As he skips around the Bournemouth defender, opportunity to put a cross in here, and he goes down. They want a penalty, and it is not given. Been told to get to his feet there. What do you make of that, Kyle?
Yeah, the Basingstoke fans clearly thought that was a penalty with the referee pointing, but he was actually pointing for a goal kick and not actually a penalty. So Basingstoke fans were a bit confused there, and we're hoping that their team were going to score first in this match.
It looked like George Reed flung his right leg out almost to initiate the contact there, and that's why the referee waved away the penalty.
There's good refereeing there, we saw. To not give it there, but Basingstoke were hoping for it. But referees, you know, they get some stick sometimes for not giving the decisions, but I think the referee got it right there.
Costa Gonzalez looking for Tonks, can't find him. Tonks still putting some pressure on. Very coolly done by the Basingstoke player. Pass back to the goalkeeper. As Mark Scott's pass doesn't quite find his man and into the stands. Bournemouth in possession. Ball over the top. Well defended by Scott Armsworth. So Ben Greenwood receives it. Max Kinsey-Wellings. Looking for options. Tonks.
I think Bournemouth just getting control back of this game. Obviously, we saw a couple of Basingstoke chances just a few minutes ago, and Bournemouth just want to keep that ball, get it under control, make sure it is their game and not Basingstoke's.
Yes, good game management by Bournemouth as they look to get in behind here, and Mark Scott does well to claim that ball. Quick off his line there. So long ball is attempted to be deployed by Basingstoke. Doesn't work this time. Costa Gonzalez picks it up. Bournemouth looking to make something happen here. Tonks receives the ball on the inside. And it's very tight in that midfield battle. Basingstoke making the pitch feel very small at times for Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth just getting it through with their triangles that we've seen all the game through here, but we're going to see that penalty appeal again. George Reed takes on the defender, gets it past him. And the second time watching it, Max, I'm not sure. I think it could have been a penalty. It's one of those where you have seen them given in the Premier League, but obviously the referee didn't think it was, so we've got to go with what they've said on the pitch.
I think the referee made the right decision there, but the skill from George Reed initially to juke into the box was impressive, and he could be a threat throughout this game for Basingstoke.
Yeah, the nutmegs on Max Kinsey-Wens, you know, Max Kinsey-Wens won't be happy with being nutmegged, so I wouldn't be surprised to see later on in this game there's a challenge that goes in on George Reed.
Kinsey-Wens on the ball. Witterburn. And Bournemouth just losing their way a little bit in this game, you feel?
Yeah, they're not keeping the ball as much as they were earlier on in the game. There seems to be a few sloppy passes, and Basingstoke actually now are keeping the ball like Bournemouth were earlier on. That's a great tackle there from Finn Tonks.
Done exceptionally well, and still keeps the ball and recycles it for Bournemouth. Been impressed by Bournemouth's composure on the ball. Obviously, young team, this academy prospects coming through, but at times they play some really nice football.
Yeah, you do tend to see this with these academy sides. They are experienced, you know. They train sometimes with these Premier League sides, so they know how to keep the ball. And
Chance here for
well.
Bournemouth. Dom Sadie, sorry, has a big chance, and Basingstoke on the attack here. It's Bradley Wilson once again on this left-hand side. Early ball put in and no one was in the box. Cut out by Ben Greenwood, but it's that counter-attack once again for Basingstoke.
Yeah, as we said earlier, they need to look to counter-attack, and again, Basingstoke were in with Bradley Wilson. He tried to find Sam Argent at the back post, but unfortunately, he couldn't get it quite across.
Captain John Doe Brown plays it back to Nathan Smart. Billy Upton looks forward. So Basingstoke throw is given. Basingstoke, just to remind you, looking to win the treble for the first time in their history. Huge game for both sides. And both up for it.
Yeah, both up for it. Obviously, Bournemouth, academy side, not their first team, which you think, because Bournemouth don't want to use their Premier League players in here, so they give this young guys a chance to show what they're worth. You know, maybe Gary O'Neill is watching just to see this Bournemouth side. He might think in the future, maybe next season, which players he wants to use in the first team.
Threats all over the pitch for Bournemouth. In their 6-0 win against Eastleigh, it was 6 different scorers, so many of these players can pop up with a goal. As Finn Tonks comes centrally to pick up the ball. Really good physical battle happening on this pitch right now. Welling's inside. Sprayed ball out to the left. He's well defended by Nathan Smart. Had to keep his eye on the ball there with the oncoming attacker just behind him. Almost half an hour gone in this match. DaCosta Gonzalez picks up the ball in some space on this right-hand side. Showed a promising start in this game, but Phil, if he's ran at them more, just like this, had another go at goal.
Yeah, DaCosta Gonzalez has been the danger man for Bournemouth. They keep looking to go out to him, but maybe they need to switch up a bit, because Basingstoke seem to be understanding that DaCosta Gonzalez is the man that they want to go to. Again, here he is evolved again in the attack.
Shooting opportunity here, lays it off. Shot come in, and it's a good save. Dom Sadie with the chance.
Again, DaCosta Gonzalez involved again in another attack for Bournemouth.
Cross gone in deep. And looked to trouble the goalkeeper, but just wide. It seems when Bournemouth have one chance, they have another straight after.
As we see it again there, DaCosta Gonzalez through to Sadie, but Mark Scott with a big save there to keep his side and keep the game level.
Bournemouth with some calm possession once again now. Adu Ajayi came deep to touch the ball. Hasn't seen much of it so far. Obviously prolific goal scorer for this side. Ben Greenwood. Sweeping ball out to Da Costa Gonzalez. Recycles it back to Finn Tonks once again. Good spell of possession this for Bournemouth. Looking to possibly just tire out Basingstoke.
Again, they just want to get the game back under their control here with the possession, but they're just trying to find an option and find that opening space and gap to get through this Basingstoke defence, but Basingstoke seem to be holding strong here.
An intriguing game in front of us at Fratton Park, that is for sure. Ball swept out, and it's poor by Tonks. The ball was on though.
The ball was on. He tried to find his teammate out there, but unfortunately too high and too over, and out for a Basingstoke throw.
So Basingstoke with the throw. Flicked on. And a space out on this left-hand side for Bradley Wilson, sorry. Found him in this position multiple times, cuts inside the right. It's all jangling about so far, still has the ball, but can't find the pass. And he's frustrated with that one.
Yeah, again, Bradley Wilson in acres of space out here on this left-hand side for Basingstoke. Looking to cut in onto his right foot, but not found a shooting opportunity that he could.
Wilson certainly the outball for Basingstoke, it seems.
Bournemouth just can't seem to be getting the ball under control as they were a few minutes ago.
It's interesting. Finn Tonks at the right back for Bournemouth. He likes to get forward, it seems, and Bradley Wilson will be looking to take advantage of that.
Do you think, Max, maybe it's the nerves of the Bournemouth players getting in with them here? Because obviously Basingstoke will probably come in here, they think, probably as the underdogs with the Premier League experience of these Bournemouth players.
Well, yeah, Basingstoke come here with no fear, but also ready to defend, ready to counter-attack. Bournemouth have the expectations on them. The majority of the fans are Basingstoke as well, and young players like this, it's pressure. And it's big moments. If they win the cup, it's a big deal, and something that will live with them forever. As Dom Sadie looks to get a ball in behind, couldn't quite get it, picks up the ball once again, and it trickles through to Mark Scott in the Basingstoke goal. He once again looks long to the outball of Bradley Wilson, who picks up superbly well. He's got no options, goes to ground, won't win a foul for that one.
Basingstoke fans unhappy there, but Bradley Wilson just couldn't find his feet and actually took a slip there.
It was a lovely run from Bradley Wilson, but Basingstoke just couldn't get enough players up in support of him.
It seems to be when Basingstoke go long, it's Bradley Wilson, but then he's got no options with him. He needs a couple of more teammates around him to make an opportunity, because it seems that when he gets the ball on this left-hand side, there's two Bournemouth players already on him, so he needs some more options from his teammates.
35 minutes played in this intriguing game. Da Costa Gonzalez picks up the ball on this right-hand side, step over, looking to run down the line. Beats Callum Winchcombe, but it's a great recovery tackle. Winchcombe's got a game ahead of him today, doesn't he? Defending Gonzalez.
Yeah, but Da Costa Gonzalez, he's going to have a tough game, Callum Winchcombe. We'll see Bradley Wilson here. Yeah, we can see him slip there on the ball. Obviously, the referee not giving it there.
Ben Greenwood lining up a shot, and it's wild and over. Mark Scott in the Basingstoke goal never looked troubled by that effort.
But going back to Callum Winchcombe, he will have a tough game here because Da Costa Gonzalez has seen a lot of the ball and he is running in behind a lot. So Callum Winchcombe will need to be fit to keep up with Da Costa Gonzalez.
He's been equal to him so far, though. Done a good job for Basingstoke. As the long ball just trickles into the hands of Will Dennis in the Bournemouth goal. And Bournemouth can play out from the back once again.
The long ball sometimes seems to be going for Basingstoke, maybe just to get their shape back from Bournemouth attack, and we see Bournemouth in again.
It's interesting, Finn Tonks on the ball right now, often coming into the midfield. A tactic we're seeing quite often. As Bournemouth come with the ball to Costa Gonzalez. A dummy run by Adua J, looking to get a crossing. Falls to the base. Oh, it's a great effort from Bournemouth. Noah Boutin with the shot.
Yeah, the left back there making that late run into the box, giving Bournemouth an opportunity to get a shot on goal, which is what they needed because nobody seemed to be coming in, but Boutin was there to get the shot off.
I'm not sure the cross was intended for him, but he got on the end of it, and it's good contact with the ball, but
Mark
good
Scott
save.
again being a big player for Basingstoke here, involved a lot, making some big saves to keep his side in the game.
Mark Scott certainly been the busier keeper so far. As another corner comes in, shot taken, and it's another great save. Ben Greenwood this time with the shot, and it's another set piece from the training ground that almost pays fruition for Bournemouth.
Yeah, Basingstoke seemed to just switch off there. They weren't ready for Ben Greenwood on the edge of the box, so Bournemouth definitely not their first time they've tried that in a match.
Costa Gonzalez on the ball to Greenwood. Find Finn Tonks. Not as effective as their previous corners, that one for sure.
No, definitely not, but still a good opportunity there from Ben Greenwood to bring out another big save from Mark Scott in that Basingstoke goal.
Bournemouth camped really far into the Basingstoke half. This is a good spell for them so far.
They seem to have picked up that tempo earlier on that we were speaking on. Bournemouth getting more into it, quicker passes, but they're just trying to get something out of this game now rather than just keeping the ball, I think, Max.
Radham slips. Can Basingstoke get the ball, and D'Andre Brown wins the foul. Just slowing the game down here. It's a good tactic from Basingstoke.
As we're going to see that shot again from Ben Greenwood. Was that another save from Mark Scott there? I thought as it left Ben Greenwood's foot, it was going in, but Mark Scott was able to keep it out.
Carl, what do you think Dan Brownlee, Basingstoke manager, will be thinking of this half so far?
I think he'll be happy with Basingstoke. They've not been out of the game completely. They have had a couple of opportunities. We saw the one earlier from Bradley Wilson and a couple others. But I'm sure, I think going into this, I'd be happy if I was Dan Brownlee going in. Alan Connell on the other side of Bournemouth will also be happy with his side, but he may be wanting them to execute more of their attacking opportunities that they have had, because they have had a lot.
Bournemouth have impressed in second halves of games this season. Against Portsmouth, they went 2-0 down. And a good counter-attacking opportunity here for them. They've got runners left and right. Tonks is found, but can't quite get control of the ball as it was played behind him. Plays a clearance, could not find anyone there. And Bournemouth once again. They've got possession like they've had for the majority of the game, but it seems further up at the moment.
It's the handball there from the Bournemouth player, and he's not happy with that.
Kicks the ball away. Will he be punished for that? Basingstoke fans want action taken. I don't think the referee will, though, and give him the benefit of the doubt. Dom Sadie there, arguably lucky to not pick up a yellow card.
Yeah, I think the referee's just giving a warning, you know, doesn't want to see any more back chat towards him, so we'll see, but didn't seem to be a handball there.
Well intercepted by DeAndre Brown. Basingstoke captain. He flicks it on. Chance for Basingstoke. And George Reed has a huge chance, but spoons it over. It just set up for him, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, he couldn't find his feet and blazed it over the bar, but I think Dan Brownlee will be happy that Basingstoke have a couple of chances against his experienced Bournemouth youth side. As you see the shot just go over the bar.
Bournemouth just playing out from the back once again here. Lovely composed play by Ben Whitburn. He's impressed in his first half. As the shot is taken and deflected, and it will be another Bournemouth corner. I wonder what they've got cooked up this time.
Yeah, Balin Johnson with the shot. He's been at Bournemouth since 2020, and he was actually in the Arsenal academy at the age of 5. So obviously, again, more Premier League experience, not with the appearances, but as a club with Arsenal. And obviously, Arsenal doing very well this season, pushing Man City all the way to the end with this title race.
Low cross, couldn't get to a Bournemouth player, and counter-attacking opportunity here for Basingstoke. Bradley Wilson comes up with the ball, finds Louise Lepay. Wilson with the overlap, receives it once again this left-hand side, puts in a dinked ball, and it can just find Will Dennis in the Bournemouth goal.
Again, Max, Basingstoke were through on goal with Bradley Wilson, but again, no options. Lou Lepay there was with him, but he was surrounded by Bournemouth players.
Da Costa Gonzalez showing off his pace once again as he draws the foul from Callum Winchcombe. As we approach half-time, Kyle, what have you made of this first half? Intriguing affair.
Yeah, very intriguing from both sides here. I think Bournemouth have had their chances, but Basingstoke also have had a couple of chances where they could have looked to taking the lead. Well, I'm sure the second half will have some goals, because this match definitely is needing some, and we will see some.
You've made a promise there, Kyle. You've made a promise there.
Well, hopefully we do see some. I'm expecting something, especially after the chance we've had in this first half here.
It's Basingstoke look to get in behind. Will Dennis rolls it out to Tonks. And whose impression this first half then, Carl?
I think danger man Bradley Wilson's had his opportunities, but he can't find his feet. But he has impressed me with the runs he has made in behind the defence. On the Bournemouth side of things, I think it's got to be Da Costa Gonzalez. He's seen so much of the ball here and had a couple of chances as well.
Basingstoke pick up the ball. Go long once again, but can't find anyone. They've had such an impressive season this year, winning the league and already a cup. Can they make it a third trophy? Bournemouth, probably the hardest opposition they would have played all year. And the referee gives a foul there. Basingstoke players not happy at all. Be interesting to see that one back again.
The referee just having a word here with DeAndre Brown, the captain of Basingstoke, as we see this free kick again. The foul for the free kick, I'm sorry.
Soft one, 50-50, but the referee does give it Bournemouth's way, and an opportunity late here in this first half.
Again, similar to the penalty from earlier on, I have seen these fouls given. It's just up to the referee of what he thinks. But it looks to be Ben Greenwood on this free kick for Bournemouth. Do you think he's going to have a go at goal, Max? Or
from this range, you'd expect so. On the left foot of his. Mark Scott, you think we'll have to be aware as 1 minute added time is shown in the first half. As Greenwood steps over this free kick. And it hits the wall, and it can go out for a Bournemouth corner. Didn't look like an awful free kick, though.
No, it wasn't too bad. Obviously took the deflection through. Mark Scott wasn't expecting that deflection, but luckily it just went over the bar and out for a Bournemouth corner.
Nice curl and dip, but the Basingstoke wall jumped high, and it's brave defending. Shows how much this cup final means to them, putting their bodies on the line.
Yeah, good jump from Benjamin Cook to head it out for a corner, to not let his side concede there, but I think Mark Scott would have had it covered even if it went towards him in the goal.
Bournemouth float across in, well defended. And there's a chance for one last attack for Basingstoke. It's George Reed running with the ball. He's got Bradley Wilson on his left if he can find him, but it's well defended by Noah Boutin as Bournemouth have the ball late in this first half. Can Bournemouth find one last chance before the half-time whistle goes? And that is half-time at Fratton Park in the FA Senior Cup final, Hampshire. An intriguing first half, 0-0. Chances for both sides. Bournemouth dominating possession. Basingstoke looking to attack on the counter. 0-0 at the Fratton Park. Carl, what did you make of that half?
Yeah, very interesting half, Max. I did enjoy that half, but again, there was no goals, so I was expecting to see some. And hopefully we get some in the second half.
Brilliant half of football, no goals. Back to our pundits, who are pitch side.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Max. Yes, we are here after an intriguing first half of football. Well, we were expecting a lot of goals because both these teams have been high-scoring teams, but defensively they were strong and we have finished goalless. We do have my co-host Ed and Leo with us, the pundit. Leo, what did you make of the first half? It's goalless, but very, very tough football by both sides.
Yeah, definitely. A tight game, impressed by both teams, as we would have mentioned before. It's a cup final, so it's going to bring out the best in all of these players. I think Bournemouth have had the more possession, a little more chances, but Basingstoke have defended very well. Goalkeeper has been good. He's kept them in the game, making a couple of brilliant saves, but it's going to be interesting going into the second half because it's pretty tight.
You mentioned how impressed you were with Bournemouth, how they've kept the ball. Any players in particular who've stood up for you from their team?
Yeah, I think on the right-hand side, they've had a lot of joy. The right back, Tonks linking up well, of course, with Gonzalez as well on the right-hand side. I think they have been the standout players for me so far. But I mean, all around the pitch, it has been pretty clean from Bournemouth.
And for Basingstoke as well, they've obviously had a great season this year. Who from their side do you think has really stood up?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're yet to see, I think, their full potential. As that we know Bradley Wilson, we know he's good, we know his stats, we know how important he's been for Basingstoke this season. So I think once they grow into the game a little more, we'll see more of them getting, really putting pressure on that Bournemouth defence.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Leo. Very, very detailed explanation there from our pundit. Well, we are here in the final of the Hampshire Cup men's final of 2023. We'll look at what happened last year as we go back in time in some memories from last year's final.
These were the scenes when Farnborough FC became the 2022 Hampshire Senior Cup champions after beating Eastleigh FC at the Silver Lake Stadium. In the 23rd minute, the Yellows took the lead after Eastleigh couldn't clear the ball from a corner, with Salim Saeed prodding it home to send Farnborough 1-0 up at the break. 30 minutes into the second half, the next goal came. A mistake from Song Woo Yang allowed Farnborough to double their lead through Mitchell Parker. Only minutes later, substitute Lyle Simpson was fouled in the box and the referee awarded the Spitfires a penalty. Simpson stepped up and scored to give his side a lifeline in this final. An equaliser was needed by Eastleigh, and that's what they got, after a Kay Dyer cross from a free kick found Tom Bragg, who headed home to send the sides level into the final minutes. The Spitfires had one final chance, with Dan Smith squaring the ball across the box, but Cameron Munn couldn't find the net and Farnborough were able to defend. Borough had one final attack before the referee sent the teams to penalties. Elliot Buchanan was up first and made it 1-0. First for Eastleigh was Dan Smith, who tied the score. Ross Flitney got his hand to Mitch Parker's strike but was unable to keep it out. Could Lyle Simpson repeat his penalty success from earlier in the night in this final? The answer? No.
No, he can't! No, he can't! Batty saves! Straight to Batty!
Captain Paul Hodges made it 3-1 to Farnborough. Eastleigh's Cade Dyer was next and hit the crossbar, meaning Farnborough needed to score to win the cup.
No. Oh no for Eastleigh.
Up stepped Louis Paget, who scored to crown Farnborough as the 2022 Hampshire Senior Cup champions.
Final. They've beaten Eastleigh in a penalty shootout.
It's been a fantastic atmosphere here at Fratton Park from both teams. We had the chance to catch up with both sets of fans before the game. Let's hear what they had to say.
Excited, quite nervous though, as it's quite a big game, cup final, so there's a lot to play for.
Do you think Basingstoke can win it?
I've got faith in Basingstoke, yeah. I reckon we can pull a victory here today.
Cool.
Bournemouth.
What are your thoughts about the match? How are you feeling?
Well, very excited about the match. We've seen a couple of the matches leading up to this round, and we're very optimistic for an extremely good Bournemouth result.
Who are you supporting today?
Basingstoke Town.
Yeah. How do you feel about tonight? What's going to happen?
Pretty confident. We've had a good year. We've played some exciting football, so I don't know what Bournemouth reserves will have for us, but it should be a good game.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you.
So, Peter, and I'm joined by the Hampshire FA representative, Steve Yeoman. Thank you very much for coming.
No problem, thank you.
So, you're the County Cup chairman. How great is it to have a County Cup competition like this?
Excellent. We've got about 40 senior teams playing it. We're lucky enough to have Portsmouth, Southampton and Bournemouth all putting teams in this year. It's an excellent competition. The teams enjoy it. It gives them a chance to play younger players, and we try and give them the best experience possible by playing at venues like Fratton Park, at Southampton, at Eastleigh, places like that. So we try and give them the best experience we can.
Yeah. And we're going to the sponsors of the night, the Hampshire FA Foundation.
Yes.
Yeah. Non-for-profit organisation. What are the 3 objectives that you've got?
The 3 objectives, so our 3 pillars are community coaching, disability football and equality, diversity and inclusivity. So what we do is we raise money and try and fund projects across the county for those 3 objectives.
Yeah. And with that, you also got your football academy?
Well, yeah, we've got a football academy down at Stoneham, so it's an educational and football academy. It's unlike, we're the only county FA at the moment to have a football academy. It's not like any other academy. Most academies have an objective of getting people into the first team. Ours is much wider than that, to try and give people different paths into football, whether it be through the media, whether it be through the facility side or coaching. So we try and make them more rounded.
Yeah, and it's quite a unique talent because they can do full-time education and have passion for football.
They can indeed, yes. So they get to do their classroom work, and then they get to do training for a couple of hours a day, and then play matches once or twice a week.
And what sort of age groups is that for?
That is for 16 to 18-year-olds, so post school basically, like a sixth form college.
Yeah. And if there's people watching want to get involved with, how can they sort of get involved?
The best person to contact would be Chris Smith, who organised it down there. So if they drop chris.smith@hampshirefa.com an email, he will tell them how to go about applying.
And you've also got a Twitter account as well?
Sorry?
You've also got a Twitter account as well? Twitter?
Oh yes, we have got a Twitter account as well. Yes, sorry, yes, we have. Yeah, I'm not very good with social media, unfortunately. So but also look on the website as well. There's details on the website.
Yeah. So the Twitter is the Academic HFA. So please do get involved if that's you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go over to Neil Ned now.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Peter. We'll have what an intriguing. First half of football that was, and we are again joined by Liu Chin, our pundit. Liu, just before we throw back to the commentators and we join live action, prediction time here. You have seen the first half; it's 0-0, but I'm putting you on the spot. You're the pundit right now. Who do you fancy?
You are putting me on the spot.
It's got to be Basingstoke. Come on.
We have seen
they should have had a penalty.
We've got Liam here, who's a Basingstoke fan. Liam, what do you think about the second half?
Well,
Think you can win it?
frankly, I think that we have all the chances in the world. I think that quite frankly it could be 1-0, 2-0, but I think that Bournemouth could score too. I mean, they've been knocking on Basingstoke still throughout the whole half. I mean, quite frankly, they've definitely got to get a goal in the second half. They trounced easily 6-0 in the semi-final. They beat Portsmouth 5-2 here in the quarter-final. Because it means that Basingstoke have a chance to win their first Hampshire Cup since 2017. They were in the final in 2019 and they completely lost it. But quite frankly, they must win tonight.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Very, very. And we'll be back to the commentators and Kyle.
Yes, hello. An enthralling first half. Kyle, what did you make of that?
Yeah, end-to-end chances from both sides with lots of chances. 0-0 though, so hopefully the second half has more goals to come. But I would think we will get some, but I'm still not sure.
Standout player for you?
It's hard to call at the moment, but maybe Da Costa Gonzalez, just because he saw so much of that ball in the first half, as we see the stats here now.
Yeah, we see Bournemouth have dominated proceedings. 10 shots on goal to Basingstoke's 5. 5 corner kicks for Bournemouth, and that's been a threat for them, hasn't it, Cole?
Yeah, it has, with those set pieces. You know, a couple of different tries and techniques they've done from the training ground here. So let's see if they can get one from those corners.
And we see Basingstoke goalkeeper Mark Scott has been a busy man in net. 7 saves already in the first half. Some highly impressive ones. What do you make of his performance?
Yeah, he's definitely kept Basingstoke in this match. He's been their key player for them. Otherwise, Basingstoke could have been a few goals down in this first half. So hopefully he may come very important later on if we do see it go all the way to penalties.
And obviously Will Dennis with just the 2 saves to make. But Basingstoke have threats in this game. They do look a threat on the counter-attack. Haven't seen enough set pieces from them. We thought this could be a route for them to do really well in, but haven't had a corner kick, so we await that.
Yeah, we see if Basingstoke can get more set piece opportunities in the second half, because the possession was with Bournemouth. They kept it on the floor, but Basingstoke just seemed to go long all the time, but it never seemed to really work for Basingstoke. So let's see if they keep it on the ball on the floor in the second half.
And important half-time team talks here for both managers. What do you think they will be saying to their teams? 45 minutes left to win a trophy.
Yeah, Dan Brownlee's men for Basingstoke, he'll be definitely motivating them to try and win this trophy and get that treble for the travelling Basingstoke fans, because there are a lot of them here and they want to see their team do the treble this season.
And they've got to believe they can do it, surely. They've won 2 trophies already. And do you think there'll be any tactical changes from Basingstoke? Or will it be keep it tight, nick a goal if possible, and if worse comes to worse, penalties?
Yeah, I think Basingstoke just got to take their chances when they get them, because I don't think Bournemouth will be giving them too many opportunities. I don't think Alan Connor will be very happy with the amount of opportunities that Basingstoke did get in that first half. So we'll only see what Bournemouth can do in the second half. But Basingstoke will hoping to be able to hold on or even get a goal and win the trophy in the 90.
And for Bournemouth, do you think it's more of the same? As we see some Bournemouth chances here, that was a good one. No one could get quite on the end of the cross.
Yeah, Bournemouth seemed to get in through their chances, but they couldn't really find the back of the net at all. And, you know, nobody was there when they did add a couple of good crosses into the box. Nobody could find and get on the end of it.
So we just saw Da Costa Gonzalez's left foot strike cutting in. He's looked a threat for them. Quick, skillful, and he's got a rocket of a shot.
Yeah, he's been very involved. As you see Adu Adji here have a chance, but couldn't find it. And the Basingstoke player getting the block in to prevent Bournemouth from scoring.
And Basingstoke, they've shown heart and fight in this game. It seems that Bournemouth, Premier League side, Premier League Academy, have more quality, skillful players on the ball, but Basingstoke battling for everything so far.
Yeah, Basingstoke battling, as I said, you know, it will be a physical battle from Basingstoke. They're not coming into this game with all these tricks and flicks, even though we do see a nutmeg there from George Reed on the Bournemouth defender. And there was a big penalty appeal, but the referee didn't see it as that, so.
Yeah, that was some outrageous skill from George Reed, I've got to say, but he's never going to get that one as a penalty. I think it was more like desperation, and once again, incredible defending from Basingstoke, putting their bodies on the line. And this is where the counter-attacks have often come from. Big tackles at the back, and then trying to find Bradley Wilson on his left-hand side, as he couldn't find that cross in at the back post. But he's been the outball for Basingstoke, hasn't he?
Yeah, he definitely has, Bradley Wilson. I think they'll be looking to use him again, and his pace in the second half once again, because he was quick when he got the ball and quick in behind, but he just couldn't find his teammate Sam Argent earlier on at the back post.
As the Bournemouth players just come out the tunnel, as we see some more replays, they'll be up for this. Young players wanting to win trophies, ingrain that winning mentality in them from early on.
Yeah, Dan Brownlee seems to be taking a long time to keep these Bournemouth guys waiting. Maybe that's playing some mind games earlier on in the second half.
You think Basingstoke try to do everything they can to win this? Do you think there'll be much of an advantage for them shooting towards the fans at the Fratton end this time? a lot of Basingstoke fans, have travelled down here for the game to see their side hopefully win a trophy.
Yeah, I think it will definitely help them. These Basingstoke fans have been loud throughout this whole first half, and I wouldn't be surprised for them to be even louder, especially now they're attacking that end. So I would hope that Basingstoke do give them a chance and an opportunity to cheer rather than just singing some songs.
And they haven't had a huge amount to cheer about in that first half, but how they have been loud and supported the team, and especially in the closing minutes when legs are tired, sloppiness might come in. Hopefully for Basingstoke, the fans can help them get across the line. But
Yeah.
Bournemouth still with some fans to watch the academy. Good turnout here at Fratton Park this evening.
Yeah, the Basingstoke fans were obviously the loudest when that penalty appeal did go in. They obviously thought that the referee had given it, but he was only pointing for a goal kick. So, and the Bournemouth Academy do have their fans here, but it's obviously not as many as these Basingstoke players, but you would hope to see that these academy players still do bring their fans here, because they're no joke, Max, to be honest with you. These Bournemouth players are experienced, even though they're young. Some of them have recently had Premier League experience throughout this season, so whether that's off the bench or on the bench, you know, even just sitting on the bench watching a Premier League match, must be a good experience to take for them.
As Basingstoke Town enter the field, Bournemouth have had to wait quite a while. Players trying to keep warm in these conditions.
Yeah, as the temperature's just dropped here a bit here, but Bournemouth looking to stay warm and fresh, because you know they'll be using the ball as they were in the first half, but Basingstoke kept warm, probably as you would say, as they were running more, with Bournemouth keeping more of the ball.
An exciting half of football is promised for the next 45 minutes. Can either team get that goal or a few goals to win the cup final, or will we once again in the Hampshire Senior Cup see the dreaded penalties? Kick-off's imminent, and it'll be Basingstoke to get us underway. Basingstoke players still not in position here, just getting warmed up. Bournemouth players are certainly ready. They have been for quite a while.
Yeah, they have been, and it will be number 19 Sam Argent to get us back underway, Max.
"45 minutes to come. Can any player make themselves the hero for their side to pick up this all-important trophy?"
Yeah, referee Lewis Sandow just waiting for everybody to be ready, and I think he's about to start the second half, Max.
The fans are ready, the players are ready.
But Max, are you ready?
I am ready, and we are off once again in the Hampshire Senior Cup final. Basingstoke again electing to go long at every opportunity.
Again, didn't work early on here, just straight giving a Bournemouth a throw and an early opportunity to keep possession of this ball here.
As Adu actually tries to get on the ball. We didn't see much of him in the first half.
Well, the only chance we really saw of him when he went round the keeper, but his teammates weren't there. So, and he has been a threat this season for Bournemouth, scoring a few coming into this final. So let's hope he can get more of the ball as well.
So Basingstoke look to engage higher up the field in this second half, it seems. Bournemouth just with some possession here. Still very composed in this second half. For young players, you've got to say, the composure and calmness of this team is quite incredible.
Yeah, we saw it throughout the first half where Bournemouth, you know, they just want to find their feet early on, string a few passes together. As we see a long ball find nobody, and it looks to go out for a Basingstoke goal kick here.
Yeah, Ben Greenwood looking frustrated with himself. Maybe he thought DeCosta Gonzalez could have made that run, but I think that ball was always slightly overhit. It's Basingstoke now electing to pass out the back. No, they're not. They go long once again. It's a nice flick on. Ball kept in. Ben Cook receives it. And that will go out as a Bournemouth goal kick.
Max, it looks to me here that manager Alan Connell for Bournemouth has actually changed the tactics a bit. It's gone to more of a 4-2-3-1 with this Bournemouth side, because earlier on we saw Ben Winterburn a bit deeper, but now he seems to be pushed forward more now.
Interesting tactical change, especially given the threat of Basingstoke on the counter-attack. but it's brave. He wants to win this in the full 90.
Yeah, he doesn't want to see it go to the penalties because, as we know, penalties is anybody's game then.
Ball cut out by Basingstoke. Luis Lepay finds Ben Cook. Sam Argent spreads the ball out to the left-hand side. John O'Ground 1-2s it back to the Basingstoke player, and it's an ugly finish to say the least.
Yeah, Bournemouth, sorry, pardon me, Basingstoke had a couple of chances there. You know, they got through there. Bit of nice play to get through this Bournemouth and open that defence up, but Bradley Wilson couldn't do anything to make the Basingstoke fans cheer. Sorry.
But he is that danger man for Basingstoke once again, getting into good positions. It's Basingstoke once again pressing up higher now. Ball into the half. Baden Johnson on this left-hand side. Plays it back to Jack Wadham. Basingstoke come away with the ball.
It was interesting to see that, Max, on defending there. Basingstoke left 3 players up before the counter-attack, with obviously earlier on in that first half we didn't see any opportunities and support for Bradley Wilson when he got through, so maybe a change of tactics there from Dan Brownlee.
Yes, very interesting stuff at the start of this second half. Enthralling tactical battle between Alan Cow and Dan Brownlee. Space here. Ball finds Bradley Wilson on this left-hand side. Carson on his right, puts in a whipped cross, and it's a great opportunity and a brilliant save. Will Dennis with the save. Sam Argent couldn't head it in. And chance for the backstay, and it's cleared off the line. Wow, and the bicycle kick comes in now. Basingstoke turning up the temperature in this match.
This definitely has got the Basingstoke fans on their feet and cheering for their side. They know that a goal is imminent for them now, with a couple of great chances there.
Bournemouth having looked so comfortable throughout this game, under huge amounts of pressure here at Fratton Park. And Dan Brownlee's team talk has done wonders so far in this first half.
You can hear those Basingstoke fans loud in that Fratton end because they are happy with those chances, but unfortunately they couldn't convert any of them, so Basingstoke look to be getting more and more chances as they get into the second half now.
Bournemouth will look to calm the game down once again, but Basingstoke, where did that come from? So unlucky not to go ahead. Best chances of the game. Bournemouth come away with it. George Reed wins the throw-in for Basingstoke.
As we see those 2 chances again, it's Bradley Wilson on this left-hand side. He puts a lovely cross in. Will Dennis with a great save there. Then Bournemouth were unable to clear. Basingstoke put it back in, and then it's actually the cross from before Bradley Wilson. Lovely clearance off the line from the Bournemouth defender there.
Incredible defending, heroic stuff we have just seen. To clear that off the line, to save a certain goal and keep the score level. But Bournemouth just looks a little bit rattled there.
Definitely, they did. But Basingstoke had the opportunity. Dan Brownlee's team talk at halftime will have definitely worked, and he will be definitely happy with these early stages in the second half, even though it took Basingstoke time to grow into it, but they've definitely grown into it now.
The temperature of this game has been turned up a notch. That's a great tackle when the midfield comes through. Adua Jai picks up the ball, blocked. Can Bournemouth get onto it? No. It was Scott Arnsworth with the block to deny it. Adua Jai
there, yeah, couldn't quite find his feet. He got the shot off, but it was a lovely block there from Scott Arnsworth to deny another goal for Bournemouth.
Bournemouth will come forward once again. Balin Johnson in a load of space on this left-hand side. Low hard ball put in, can't find a Bournemouth player, and Basingstoke will look to counter-attack. Not many options up there.
Here we see Bradley Wilson through. He's going to take on a few, but he's surrounded by these Bournemouth players here, Max. Look, no support, but these Basingstoke players are keeping up with him now. George Reed can't get it through.
Promising signs for Basingstoke. Ball played in. Pass back to Nathan Smart, who puts a cross in, and the keeper claims it.
And it's unfortunate there for Basingstoke. It's clever from Sam Argent to head it back out to his teammate. Well, Basingstoke couldn't make anything of it there.
A good interception by DeAndre Brown. It looks like Dan Brownlee's just installed belief in this Basingstoke time.
Definitely.
At half-time, sorry.
Definitely. His motivational team talk clearly has worked to get his team ready for this second half, because they know there's only 45 minutes in the second half, because if we're still level, Max, it's going to penalties.
It certainly is. Bournemouth look to attack here. Adua J spreads the ball out to his right-hand side. Finn Tonks, low, hard cross ball put in, and again, Basingstoke seems to just get on the end of all these crosses. Billy Upton this time.
Yeah, they're having action at both ends of the pitch, Basingstoke, and they're doing well to keep this Bournemouth team out.
Bournemouth just trying to implement their style of play on the game once again.
Just slow it down. Basingstoke have had a few chances now. Bournemouth just want to control it and slow it down for a few minutes. Get these Basingstoke players running around, getting them tired so that Bournemouth can capitalise.
Sam Argent picks up the ball for Basingstoke on the halfway line. Looking for options.
Ben Cook there didn't really look up and get his head up to just not find his teammate George Reed. He thought he was there, but he just wasn't with that pass.
Dennis with the ball. Back to Greenwood. Assessing his options, elects to go long. Also Adua J, he's getting on the ball a bit more in this second half, dropping slightly deeper for Bournemouth.
Maybe Alan Connell in that half-time team talk said we need to get Adua J more involved as we see Bournemouth win a free kick here.
Yeah, Da Costa Gonzalez drawing the free kick. Some lovely skill and turn of pace there to win it for his side.
But again here, we see Basingstoke put the ball in the box. Header again. Great save that was from Will Dennis to keep his side in the match.
Huge opportunity in this game. This wasn't a bad one either, was it?
No, what a header off the line that was to deny Bradley Wilson a goal in this match.
It's Billy Upton with the defensive clearance to keep his side at 0-0. Sorry, Ben Greenwood, my bad. As Bournemouth looks to take the free kick. Tries to slide in Adua J, but can't quite get it off.
A wasted opportunity there for Bournemouth, and George Reed is in here for Basingstoke. He's got Ben Cook running in
here for Ben Cook. Can he bring it down? Looks to have the shot, cuts in on his left foot, goes it, and is agonisingly wide for Basingstoke. The counter-attack once again coming to fruition, and they are creating chances now.
Yeah, George Reed got his head up, found his teammate Ben Cook, who looked to cut back in onto his left foot. And it was a curling shot, nearly reaching into that bottom left-hand corner. And Will Dennis must have been pleased that it didn't find that bottom corner.
Will Basingstoke through these missed opportunities. Mr. Costa Gonzalez uses his pace on his right-hand side. Cutting in on his left foot. Looks to try and get the shot away. Still with the ball. Just can't do enough with it, and Basingstoke come away with the ball once again, looking to explode on this counter-attack.
We see Bournemouth straight back on it. straight back on these Basingstoke players. As we saw that just then, Basingstoke surrounded Da Costa Gonzalez and he couldn't make anything of it.
Da Costa Gonzalez starting out a bigger influence in this match, it seems.
In the first half, Max, we saw it was Mark Scott with all the saves, but in the second half, it's all been about that Bournemouth man, Will Dennis.
As Baden Johnson has the ball. Out to Sadie, to Dua J. Good fall to Wadham. And it's a nice improvisation. The keeper comes out and just gets it. Good goalkeeping by Mark Scott. Looked a little bit dodgy though at one point.
Yeah, just taking his time here, slow the game down, I think, get Basingstoke back in it, even though they did have some chances there. Just wants to slow it down and give Basingstoke a bit of the possession here, because we saw Bournemouth in that first half dominate the ball.
And Bournemouth now with the ball. It's a Dua J. Chance. Squared. It cleared off the line. Once again cleared by Basingstoke. How did Bournemouth not score here? Carl, I don't know how this game is still 0-0.
Yeah, mistake there from Nathan Smart. He held on it for too long, and it gave Dua J a chance to put the ball across the box, but Bailey Johnson couldn't find the back of the net.
Huge opportunity for Bournemouth here in this final. Will that give them confidence to go on and get more opportunities and hopefully score that all-important goal? Dua J picks up the ball. Da Costa Gonzalez putting out his bag of tricks once again. Puts in a low ball, can't find a Bournemouth player. Basingstoke can clear their lines. They're a bit penned in here.
Yeah, they are. Bournemouth are dominating now these few minutes that we've just seen, but Basingstoke obviously had those chances, but Bournemouth now keeping control of the ball and just wanting to find a chance, but they give it away sloppy there again.
As Bradley Wilson is pulled back, the referee has not acknowledged it.
He's given this one on George Reed. As we see the first yellow card of the game.
Finn Tonks it is who got the yellow card, stopping the counter-attack. And he looks to have hurt himself in the process of making that foul.
Again, as you see Dua J put the ball across the box with Ben Winterburn, unfortunately not to be able to finish the chance there.
Huge opportunity there for Bournemouth. As Basingstoke make a substitution here. It's Louis Lepay that is off. Michael Atkinson enters the field for Basingstoke.
We didn't see much from Louis Lepay in this game, but he was involved, but maybe not as much as Dan Branley has wanted him to be, because Louis Lepay has not played many games at Basingstoke, but he is getting there. He's only young.
Opportunity from the set piece here for Basingstoke. They haven't had many in this game.
And we can see the Basingstoke fans there wanting their team to get something from this free kick.
Confusion in the free kick, still puts it in. Maybe it was a ploy. Hard cross put in, and it's inside netting. Some in the crowd thought that went in.
Yeah, basically, so they're trying something different. They were in two minds about what they want to do with that free kick. Went with a short pass and nearly came off.
As substitutions for Bournemouth, as Finn Tonks comes off, and Brooklyn just Genesini enters the field of play.
Yeah, Genesini actually, one of these players that has actually already won the tournament with Bournemouth back in 2021. The other of being that person in this team to have won it back then was captain Ben Greenwood, but he wasn't the captain back then, so hopefully Ben Greenwood will be hoping to lift that trophy tonight.
He certainly will. It's a nice feat by the substitute, but he's dispossessed. Bournemouth still retain possession though. It comes out to Da Costa Gonzalez. Turn pass to Whitterburn, he puts a dipping cross to the back stick. Baden Johnson just got under it and misjudged the flight of the ball there. Chance though still for Bournemouth here, with Dom Sadie on the ball. And it is cleared by Nathan Smart into the stands. Kinsley Wellings. Out to Da Costa Gonzalez. More skills pulled out by him. Low ball. Again, can't quite find his man, and another counter-attacking opportunity for Basingstoke. Bradley Wilson on this left-hand side once again. One player in the box. Cuts in on his right foot. Shooting opportunity. And
you can hear it there from the Basingstoke fans wanting Ben Cook to shoot, but he didn't quite pull the trigger there.
Yeah, it took too long. The chance had gone, and it's an opportunity once again for Bournemouth. Space is opening up all over the field right now. Baden Johnson to his left finds the doer, Jay. Chance here, and it's a good saving once again by the Basingstoke goalkeeper, Mark Scott. Chances galore in the second half, Carl.
Yes, we see Bournemouth through on goal again. Adua Jai. Great save there from Mark Scott to keep them out.
Just out of your picture is Michael Da Costa Gonzalez. Seems to have got cramp or picked up an injury. He'll be a huge loss if he has to go off injured.
Yeah, he's seen so much of the ball in this game. You're thinking that he'd be one of the key players that Alan Connor was wanting to keep on this pitch here, but I'm sure Alan Connor has got a few tricks up his sleeve off the bench that he can bring on to maybe mix it up and get a goal for his side.
Costa Gonzalez, so important for this Bournemouth side. A mix of pace, trickery and finishing. What a bright prospect he has. As Bournemouth get a change, another change ready here. And Michael Costa Gonzalez does not look like he can continue. It's a sad sight to see. It's Kian Tinderman who now is coming onto the pitch to replace Da Costa.
Yeah, Gonzalez had a massive part of this game for his side, but Kian Tinderman will be hoping that he can even have more of an impact off the bench here.
Corner comes in for Bournemouth. Looked like it could be an opportunity. Basingstoke once again win the header. It's a cracking shot.
Genesini there with a brilliant shot to bring out another big save from Mark Scott.
What a game Mark Scott is having at Fratton Park. He's pulled out multiple brilliant saves and has kept Basingstoke in this game at points.
Yeah, keeping Genesini out there. Genesini actually, Max, in his senior debut for the first team, scored against Norwich City in the Carabao Cup.
Chance for Bournemouth. Basingstoke struggling to get out here. Another cross comes in. Chance, and it looked like it might break for Baden Johnson there, but Mark Scott claims the ball once again.
And he just wants to slow it down. He doesn't want to go long on the counter-attack. He wants to let his team reset, get their shape back. Because there's a couple of minutes here where Bournemouth have been on top of them once again.
This game has had a brilliant flow. both teams have had their moments. Basingstoke looking to have one here. Dispossessed.
As you see Tideman's first touches of the ball here, but DeAndre Brown is knowing him. This is a physical game. This is not about being a skillful player.
It's good physicality there by the Basingstoke man. Basingstoke will have to throw in. Basingstoke fans cheering on their team once again.
Bournemouth there can't get under Tiedemann since he's come on. He looks a bit nervous, Max, coming into this final. Off the bench, you would think, would you be nervous coming off the bench to try and make an impact for your side?
It's a huge game for both sides. The chance of a trophy is massive. Pressure is on. Billy Upton with the ball. Intercepted by Genesini. Options on this left-hand side. Basingstoke once again clear their lines, but they look quite open at the back there.
Yeah, Dom Sadie, he did have Tiedemann on his left here, but he couldn't quite find him. He wanted to go alone, but again surrounded by Basingstoke players and found no way through there. I'm sure Bournemouth look now to try and keep the ball, but they've given it away once again, and Brad Wilson is on it. Bournemouth now just want to slow the game down here, get the control back. Bhutan through to Sadie, but can't find anything with that.
Mark Scott with the ball once again, electing to kick long, trying to find George Reed in behind. Good physicality by the winger, and it's a great battle there. Bhutan comes out on top. It's good strength by the fullback there.
Yeah, definitely. There's good battle between Bhutan and George Reed on this right-hand side. You obviously saw it on the other side with DaCosta Gonzalez and Callum Winchcombe. So both sides battles for these number threes, these left-backs.
And that is a foul against DeAndre Brown. He's not happy with the decision.
Yeah, we'll see this one again. He does get the ball, Max, it looks like, but he does get the player afterwards. So maybe the referee has seen that he's got too much of the player there and not enough of the ball.
Free kick in a dangerous position, but it doesn't seem like Bournemouth are going to cross it in. Both centre-backs staying back.
Yeah, just want to control this game, I think, now, Bournemouth. Just calm it down, get possession back. They've not had much. They've not been able to string a few passes together. They want to do that now, I think. That's what they're looking to do anyway. Is just get that control back in this game and in their hands.
"20 minutes left to play in this game. The Cherries looking to find the breakthrough. Basingstoke looking to counter-attack and upset the odds and win this game. As cross comes in. Bradley Wilson couldn't find his target, got a slight deflection in there.
Yeah, nothing come of it. Ben Cook had a few options there. He decided to go with Bradley Wilson on that left-hand side, but couldn't find anybody of his team in the box, and Will Dennis was able to catch it and keep the score level.
Scott Armsworth out wide to Nathan Smart. Nathan Smart receives the ball back and finds the captain, DeAndre Brown. Basingstoke just having a bit of possession here. Bournemouth win it back well, though.
Yeah, we saw some early chances, Max, from both sides in this second half, but nothing much since then. The game has definitely taken a gear down and slowed down quite a bit.
And it's interesting to see with the substitution of Tiedemann coming on. He's come on the left. and it's Baden Johnson who's gone onto the right-hand side. He has been playing the left-hand side the majority of the game. Obviously, Gonzalez going off, a substitution that the Bournemouth coach would not have wanted to make, but was forced upon him.
Yeah, Bailey Johnson going onto that right-hand side must feel more comfortable than anybody else, with Tiedemann must just be being a left winger. But maybe that's a tactical thing from Alan Connell. He knows that these players can use both feet. They're not afraid to do that. So as we see Basingstoke in, but Max Kinsey-Welling is able to clear there.
Some cool one-touch passing by Bournemouth. Butan just passes it back to the skipper, Ben Greenwood. Looks the long diag, and it's intercepted by the Basingstoke fullback, Callum Winchcombe.
Yeah, lovely ball there from Ben Greenwood, but he couldn't actually find his teammate. And there's a Basingstoke player down here getting treatment from his captain, DeAndre Brown. Looks like cramp again from another player, Max.
Yeah, this is again where we see it's been a long season for both clubs. Basingstoke obviously competing in multiple competitions and going far in nearly all of them. It's taken its toll.
Yeah, definitely has. Now we see, this game is Basingstoke have been more, I would say, running around more with that first half that Bournemouth had, where they kept a lot of the ball. So maybe these legs are now catching up with these Basingstoke players and giving them cramp. It is George Reach who is down, and he has been very involved in this second half. So maybe he just needs to take a break a bit, get some fluids in and refresh and go again for these last 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, it looks like he will be able to continue for Basingstoke, as all the Bournemouth players are in a huddle talking to manager Alan Cowell. A substitution here though. It will be Dom Sadie that comes off. He's had a good game. Will be frustrated not to have got a goal or assist. And it's Tory Williams who comes onto the pitch for Bournemouth in these closing stages. 15 minutes, Carl. Can he make himself a hero?
Yeah, the young 17-year-old here, Tory Williams, coming on. Maybe not much experience in this team, but definitely one for the future, you'll see. It didn't look to be a like-for-like swap there for Sadie. Tory Williams is coming to that midfield there. Maybe Alan Connell wants his team to have more control in the middle of the field.
And the mismatch of size between Williams and DeAndre Brown for Basingstoke.
Yeah, DeAndre Brown definitely the more physical player there. Obviously, Tory Williams only 17, so I'm sure he'll grow into the game.
Greenwood forward. Do a Joe. Capel looking to make something happen. Gets the cross in to do a J back stick, and it's headed away by the Basingstoke defender.
Two players surrounding him there. Duajai had no chance of winning the ball there.
Brave defending. I think it's Nathan Smart that's felt the worst of that challenge.
There seems to be. I think he might be catching his breath, Max. He's doing a lot of running in this second half, so.
As the corner's about to come in from Bournemouth, Ben Greenwood will take it. The outswinging left foot. High ball in. Keeper decides to punch. Could have caught it. And Basingstoke eventually get it away.
You see the battle there from young Toure Williams. But it is number 14, Michael Axon, who's able to get the ball there for Basingstoke.
Basingstoke throw-in. Inside the Bournemouth half. Not long left now. You think just over 15 minutes. Can either side find that goal? You think the next goal would be the winner?
Yeah, definitely. With only a few minutes left on the clock now, either side will be hoping that it can be them to get that goal. Otherwise, we're out to penalties.
As Basingstoke are preparing another change. Stephen Brown about to come onto the pitch. The ball over the top for Bournemouth. Typhon couldn't quite bring it down. But it might fall to him once again. Nice feet by the youngster. Can't quite get a shot off. They recycle the play and could still have a big chance here. Out to the right-hand side, ball whipped into the far post. And the ball stayed on the pitch somehow. And it's a missed control by the 17-year-old, and Basingstoke can counter here.
It's lovely from George Reed there to keep the ball and keep his side on the attack. It's gone out to Bradley Wilson on that left-hand side now, but Genesini is able to block it.
Bradley Wilson once
George
again
Reed goes down, but the referee is not given anything.
Basingstoke with some nice touches in the Bournemouth half. It's midfielder DeAndre Brown, and he wins his side a corner.
And you can hear Max there, the Basingstoke fans loving that. They want their team to win this final and lift that trophy. A corner now could be that chance to get that goal that brings Basingstoke to lift the Hampshire Cup trophy.
Big moment here as DeAndre Brown has gone down. Just out of your picture.
He's slightly off the pitch, so the referee may let this play on from this corner, but I think DeAndre Brown wants some treatment from his staff. Again, Max, it looks like cramp maybe again.
Yeah, this game has taken its toll on some of these Basingstoke players. They've run for their lives. You can see what it means to them, and their bodies are feeling the full effect of that stress.
Yeah, they don't want to disappoint these fans that have travelled this way down to Fratton Park to see their side in this final. These injuries and cramps, you know, they could take their toll on penalties. You don't want to see a player cramping up when they're going to take a penalty later on potentially. Maybe that's what Dan Brown is thinking as he looks to make another change.
DeAndre Brown still getting treatment. What have he made of his game so far?
Yeah, it's been a captain's performance, I would say. Not maybe been on the ball as much as he's wanted, but he's been very physical in the middle of the pitch there, as we saw earlier on, just before, with Torrey Williams, you know, winning that battle in there in the midfield. So he's definitely be proud of physical performance, but maybe not a footballing performance he might have wanted.
A key player for Basingstoke, isn't he? Captain, leader, and the heart of that midfield. As Cook will whip this corner in. Cook with the corner, goes front post, and it's brave defending. And another corner will come in from Cook.
Yeah, Cook there looked to just be stretching before the ball came in, but couldn't beat the first man. He's hoping for a bigger corner here and maybe find a Basingstoke head.
It's a good delivery, back post, headed down, flicked on and over the bar.
Oh, the flick there I think is just taking it away from going in, Max.
Huge chance here at Fratton Park for Basingstoke. We said that set pieces could be key, and they certainly were.
It's a great header down there, and I think the flick just took it behind the goal.
It was Billy Upton with the final contact. He couldn't quite convert it into the back of the net as it just went over. As a poor kick from Will Dennis. Basingstoke can put more pressure on this Bournemouth back line.
Yeah, Basingstoke are definitely on this Bournemouth defence in these last couple of minutes, Max. That's what they'll be wanting. They'll want to be keeping to dominate all the way up until that final whistle and get that goal to lift the trophy.
As Sam Argent makes way. And Stephen Brown enters the pitch.
Yeah, Basingstoke here looking to make a double change here. Dan Brownlee wanting to get some fresh legs on the pitch as we see DeAndre Brown come off for James Clark.
Yeah, seems DeAndre Brown couldn't quite run off that injury. And Basingstoke not willing to take any risks and leave him on.
Interesting to see, Max. DeAndre Brown is still on the pitch. Seems to be going off now. They wasn't unsure, maybe a bit unhappy that he's coming off, actually, in fact.
Yeah, he's a fighter. He would have wanted to see through the whole 90 minutes. But he should be proud of his performance as he claps the Basingstoke fans. They love him here, don't they?
Yeah, massive applause for DeAndre Brown. He was probably wanting to go all the way, as you said, Max, to that final 90, but he couldn't quite keep it on. But the Basingstoke fans love this man.
As they chant his name as one of their own.
Yeah, Basingstoke boy DeAndre Brown. He is Basingstoke through and through.
And how he would love to lift this trophy. Just under 10 minutes remaining in this encounter. Nathan Smart looking to get in behind. Pass was just a bit too overhit. Slight shove in the back. Referee does not give a foul. Smart felt that challenge.
Yeah, I think the Basingstoke fans were wanting a corner there as well. As we see it again here, does Ben Greenwood get a touch? He might just do, but the referee and linesman were sure that it's a goal kick.
Protest still going on from Nathan Smart.
We just hear the attendance there, 1,460 fans inside the stadium, Max.
A great turnout for a great occasion. As Bhutan looks to drive forward from fullback. It opens up to him. Chance, good save once again. Adu Ajay is not having any luck in front of goal this evening.
Yeah, Bournemouth don't want to let Basingstoke get out here, but they do with James Clark with the interception. But given straight away.
Captain Ben Greenwood on the ball. Bournemouth just losing their way slightly in the second half.
Yeah, unhappy with his teammate there. They couldn't find the pass. Max Kingsley-Wellis is under pressure from Georgie. Composure there, Max, to not make a mistake and give Georgie a chance through on goal.
That wasn't very composed, I got to say. Poor pass, but Bournemouth regained control of the ball.
Yeah, James Clark, as soon as he come on, he seems to be slipping about a bit. I'm not sure what that is, it was boots or the pitch is wet, but he needs to find his feet and get into this game. Because there will be a big miss for DeAndre Brown going on, so James Clark needs to make up in that midfield.
Ben Greenwood to Torrey Williams.
Yeah, lots of space there, Torrey Williams. And now Bournemouth just keeping the ball with Ben Greenwood here into Tideman.
Chance here.
Gets it across the goal.
No one gambled, and Mark Scott could just get hold of the ball. Slowing the game down. We had penalties last night in the women's game. They look likely tonight as well.
Yeah, as I said, Max, earlier on, the last three finals in the women's and men's have gone to penalties, so it looks like we're going to get another shootout tonight. But will the penalties go all the way like we saw last night, or will it end early, nice and early?
Or can one team get the breakthrough as Bournemouth threatened once again?
It just seems to be that you can't get that final pass, either team. They get into that final third, but nothing happens from them, and the keepers can easily claim the ball and slow the game down for their team.
Basingstoke look more happy with penalties than Bournemouth will be as the underdogs coming into this game. But they're still looking threatening on the attack.
And you would think, Max, if it does go to penalties, it'll be in front of that travelling Basingstoke army. And, you know, being the 12th man, as some say with fans, that'll be a big help for Basingstoke at penalties.
Mark Scott hoofs the ball up. Bournemouth defender under pressure. Basingstoke employing a good press here. And they just get away, heart in mouth stuff there.
Yeah, the ball bouncing, you've got to gamble on those opportunities, and the Basingstoke player did, but couldn't quite find the ball in the end, and Will Dennis was able to clear well.
Lovely crossfield ball onto the left-hand side.
Noah Britann just coming back to Torrey Williams. No options here for Noah Britann. He doesn't want to cross the ball into the box because he knows he's got no options in there, so he just want to keep it on the floor. Torrey Williams now can't find the pass through.
And Bournemouth camped out inside the half. Long-range effort is poor at this stage of the game.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be seeing that right now, and I don't think the manager will be happy with Genesini just taking a shot from out there when his teammates, there was options for him there.
Frustration maybe for the young player.
Bournemouth look to be making another sub in just a few minutes here. Just one final throw of the dice for the manager here, Max.
Yeah, do you think these changes might be for penalties?
Yeah, you never know. You've seen it late on in the Premier League.
It's Bhutan that makes way for Bournemouth.
And it's Ewan Pollock that comes on, Max. Ewan Pollock, Max, a forward, so maybe Connor has thought that he needs to go and attack more because he doesn't want it to go to penalties and give Basingstoke that chance.
As George Reed comes off for Basingstoke and Noah Chengan enters the field. One more minute of regulation time. Can any player make themselves the hero in the Hampshire Senior Cup final here at Fratton Park?
Ben Winterburn, it seems, Max, has dropped into that defence now, it seems, as Ewan Pollock's come on. He's a very versatile player, Ben Winterburn. What have you made of his performance tonight?
Yeah, he's been solid. He's looked very decent as Basingstoke come forward here. Big chance, and it's just intercepted.
What an opportunity that would have been for Chengan with his first touch off the bench to potentially get the goal to win his team this final.
It was great defending, awareness to know Chengan was behind him, but it looked like he was going to get onto it, but captain's display by Ben Greenwood there, taking responsibility and dealing with the danger.
It looks like Noah Chengan's been brought on here for a long throw into the box and take a gamble to try and get something out of it.
As we have 6 added minutes here at Fratton Park.
6 minutes is a long time for a goal, and we probably will see one, but otherwise we're straight to the spot kicks.
Chengan with the long throw. Launches it in. That will be a corner.
Yeah, maybe wasted, but actually corners have been Basingstoke's best form of attack in this match.
Is there a final twist in this tale?
The Basingstoke fans certainly hope there is one. Ben Cook here just going to take his time to get the ball into the box.
Cook with delivery. Comes out to a Basingstoke player, put back into the box. They're putting pressure on here.
And Bournemouth get rid there just to maybe calm the game down a bit and get their shape back.
Smart just slowing the game down here for Basingstoke. I think they'll take penalties at this point.
Yeah, I think they will, but they'll want to get a goal as well. They've had chances to win this game throughout this game, Max. So you'll hope that Basingstoke do get that goal, and their fans certainly hope so too.
As the ball's played in, another great defensive header from Greenwood. Basingstoke want a foul. Referee is not giving it. struggling to clear their lines here. They do finally get it away. It's flicked on to Johnson, who's once again on this left-hand side. But it's great defending from Nathan Smart. He's had a splendid game for Basingstoke.
Yeah, the experienced Nathan Smart. He's not afraid, and he knows how to play football. He's been in the game a long time now, and Bailey Johnson maybe not as much as we see it do.
He looks to get in. Good strength, and it's a cynical tackle.
And we see
Scott Armsworth with it. He knew what he was doing there.
Yeah, and the referee pulled out the yellow card there for Scott Armsworth, denying that opportunity for Adu Ajay as we see the foul again.
The defender taking no chances.
Yeah, none of the ball there, Max, at all, and definitely a foul. Referee, right decision there. Now Bournemouth with the late chance and set piece to try and get something out of it.
Chance for Bournemouth.
Do you think they're going to put it into the box, Max, or do you think they're going to try something different? Because it seems to be there's a few Bournemouth players at the back post that are in space, but Basingstoke look now to be matching them up and making sure that there is no free player.
Concentration time for Basingstoke. Man to man. Don't let it be your man that is free and scores a goal. It would be Greenwood who will put it in. He's had a fantastic game for Bournemouth defensively. Can he provide an assist to surely win this game?
What heartbreak it would be for Basingstoke if Bournemouth score now and get that goal.
Greenwood puts it in. And it's just overhit. They want handball. They're not going to... And it's offside. Was handball.
I think it was just the other way, Max. This wasn't for what Basingstoke were wanting. Basingstoke handball, actually, in fact, so... Apologies. No, it'll be a Bournemouth handball with Basingstoke now with the free kick.
And it's just overhit delivery. The runners all went to the front post.
Yeah, and just touches Genesini's hand there to give Mark Scott an opportunity to clear the ball for Basingstoke and get Basingstoke back in that Bournemouth third.
Just 2 minutes left in this game, and Basingstoke looking in on goal, and they get it! And they do! Oh my word! Bradley Wilson with it! Surely won the Hampshire Senior Cup final at the death, 94th minute.
Bradley Wilson, the man of the moment. Basingstoke's player of the season, golden boot. You knew surely coming into this game he was going to have an impact. He has throughout, and he's got that goal to surely lift the trophy for these Basingstoke fans here. What a moment, Max.
Wow, oh wow, the treble is surely on for Basingstoke. Heartbreak for the Bournemouth players. They can't believe it. They've proven they've been the better team this game, but Basingstoke have constantly threatened. And just look at the fans, hear them. They have loved what they have seen. It was worth the journey.
Yeah, it was worth that journey for the Basingstoke fans, but Bradley Wilson getting booked there for taking the top of. But Max, you can't blame him for scoring a goal so late on in this final to surely win the trophy for his team.
He will not care one bit about that yellow card. It's a moment of a lifetime for the winger. He's been the threat for Basingstoke the whole game. And it's a beautifully low-curled effort into the bottom right corner. Will Dennis did not stand a chance.
Fantastic goal there by Wilson. As soon as he got in the box, he looked to be scoring, and he did. Basingstoke are looking now, with only a few seconds left of this match, to surely their trophy and the treble for the team.
They've got to throw everything at this now, surely, Bournemouth. Get it in the box. No more of this slow build-up, intricate. They need to create something, and something quick.
Yeah, the tempo will be picked up now, and the Basingstoke fans want the final whistle as they clear now. Only a few seconds left of the time we expected. We're just waiting now for that referee's whistle to crown Basingstoke the Hampshire Cup senior champions for 2023.
Is there one last chance for Bournemouth? Can they create something? They've got to move it quick. The 96 minutes are up. There'll surely be a minute or two still left to go because of the celebrations.
Yeah, they've got to get it forward though, Bournemouth. They can't keep it possession, have they been the whole game. They've got to get the ball forward, otherwise the referee will decide to end the game and Basingstoke will be your winners.
And Bournemouth just need to get the ball up there, create something, a chance for anybody, and it's a poor ball by Ben Greenwood. He's had such a great game, but that was not his finest moment.
No, Ben Greenwood putting the ball long there, and Mark Scott will hold on for this ball as long as he can and as he wants to, but the referee won't be able to let him hold on for too long, but Mark Scott will want to.
Wasting as much time as possible.
He's holding the ball to waste time, but can he get the kick? He does. Surely that's it for the match, but we're just waiting.
To the corner, surely. No, they want to. Oh, he's offside.
And he's offside.
Chance for.
Oh, and there's just a bit of these players here fighting here. As you say, Max, tensions are high now with Basingstoke.
Over.
This is the side of the game you don't want to see, but with tension so high in this final, you can only expect it.
It shows the passion, it shows the fight from both players. I'm not quite sure who picked up the yellow card. I think it was Baden Johnson who got it. There was a tangle on this far right-hand side.
Yeah, Bournemouth will just wanting to get this ball clear, and I think that might be it, Max. But maybe now the referee's going to add a few more seconds on just because of that tangle there we saw in the corner.
Yes, it's Baden Johnson with the yellow card. They need to get the ball up. Is there even time for a final attack?
We'll see. We will see, Max. We will see. These Basingstoke fans want the final whistle. They want the treble. They've wanted this for their whole life. Basingstoke have never seen a treble in their history.
And it is full time! Basingstoke Town FC have won the Hampshire Senior Cup. The Bournemouth players fall to their knees. It is heartbreak for them, but it is jubilation for Basingstoke Town. They came in as the underdogs, but they performed so well. Defended doggedly, looked dangerous on the counter-attack, and they will lift that trophy. Kyle, can I get your final thoughts on what we have just seen?
Yeah, definitely not an underdog's performance there from Basingstoke, and there was that man, Bradley Wilson, getting another goal for his team to win this trophy, and those Basingstoke fans are in jubilation, as you said, Max. And they've been loud throughout this match, and you can only expect that they'll be even happier now to get that final whistle and Basingstoke to be the 2023 Hampshire Senior Cup champions.
We questioned if there could be a hero at the end of this game, and wow, oh wow, Bradley Wilson stepped up to the plate in the 94th minute. What a Hampshire Senior Cup final we have had here at Fratton Park. The score ends 1-0 to Basingstoke.
Well, just as we thought that we are going to penalties, just like the ladies' final yesterday, well, it was a late dramatic winner by the number 7, the star of Basingstoke Town FC's Bradley Wilson. Well, what a final it has been. And, well, we were anticipating, and we, the media crew as well, were gearing up for another penalty shootout. But, well, Wilson had other plans, and Basingstoke Town have been crowned champions of Hampshire, of the Hampshire Cup finals here at the historic ground of Portsmouth. We have Liu with us. Liu, what do you make of that? I mean, heartbreaking stuff for Bournemouth, you would feel.
Yeah, heartbreaking for Bournemouth, but all you can really say is wow. I mean, a cup final, you know, Bradley Wilson, he's been good all season. Quiet in this game, but he does it at the moment when it matters, and that's the trouble for them.
He had trouble for that. Ed, we were always talking about the pressure is on Bournemouth because they were the ones who were expected to be the winners. They came in, Basingstoke, they came in as the underdogs, but you would say that they showed the fight from the first minute.
Yeah, definitely. I do think Bournemouth gave a good account of themselves. Obviously, like we've said before, it is a young team. It is their development squad. They've got a lot of bright stars there for the future. Michael Da Costa Gonzalez was brilliant, but no, I think the spirit of Basingstoke today, the spirit of the yellow and blue, I think it really showed for them today. You can see what it means there for the players, the fans, staff, club staff, everyone for them. I think it's brilliant. Great victory, great moment for the Hampshire team. And yeah, Bradley Wilson there, you can see him with the Basingstoke flag on his back. Absolutely amazing for him. What a season he's had. Really got a bright future ahead of him.
Ed, as we have always mentioned, as I mentioned, that since the first minute, Basingstoke showed a lot of passion, so showed a lot of composure. So do you feel that that was the difference between both sides? Because it was heartbreaking for Bournemouth. You would say from a neutral point of view that we all wanted, to be honest, to go down to penalties. But you would say the better team won, who showed more intent?
Yeah, I think in terms of you look at the stats, obviously I think Bournemouth will have had more of the ball, they'll have had more, obviously see the chance here, the goal from Bradley Wilson, a great finish. But yeah, I think in terms of the game as a whole, I don't think Bournemouth can be disappointed with themselves. Obviously it is, you know, a game of goals, a game of moments like Bradley Wilson you can see there. But I think it's a great moment. Great celebrations as well for Basingstoke. Bradley Wilson whips his shirt off. Almost looks like he's about to do a Cristiano Ronaldo Sui kind of celebration there. But yeah, what a moment. All the staff on the pitch, all the players on the pitch. You can see what it means to them there. And really, you know, it's a great moment for Basingstoke. Obviously as well, the way they won the league, the manner in which they did that. There was a late goal in the other game that day. Walton Hersham were pipped to the title by Basingstoke. And yeah, what a season for them.
What a season. Yes, it does complete the treble indeed for Basingstoke. Leo, us, the media team, and the talk around the tabloid coming into the final of the Hampshire Cup was that Bournemouth are not fielding their first team, which play in the Premier League. And more focus was on, they had a very young squad, just like Southampton ladies were yesterday playing against Bournemouth. And all the talk was they are fresh legs, young legs. But what people forget is that Basingstoke, although they don't have the fresh legs probably as Bournemouth does, they have the more experience. They have already won 2 trophies this season. So do you think that on a big day with such big players on the pitch for them, as we see the winner over here, you think that has made the difference? Because I don't think much of the players of Bournemouth actually have the experience of playing in a cup final or something like that.
Yeah, it is about experience, you know. I mean, these guys, those Bournemouth players, if you watch the game, you would have seen they were brilliant. You know, technically, passing, movement was excellent. But I mean, it comes down, again, Neil, I've been saying it since yesterday, it comes down to what happens on the day in these cup finals. It doesn't matter who's the better team, it doesn't matter whose history, it's all about the moments you take. And as you could see, Bradley Wilson there, you know, taking his moments at the time. They knocked on the door early in the second half, did Basingstoke. Bournemouth had a few chances as well. But when it mattered, Basingstoke, you know, they took their opportunity, and that's what won them the game today.
Ed, and what do you think about Bournemouth? It's a heartbreaking loss for them. The ladies' team did get on the trophy, but it's heartbreaking. For if you were in the Bournemouth camp, what would you be saying to yourself if you were the Bournemouth manager or something like that?
Well, I'd tell them to keep their heads up, I think.
Yes, we are joined by the winning coach here. First of all, congratulations. Our team did speak to you before. I mean, there are some tears as well. Look at that, there's tears of joy. But I mean, I won't be asking you the cliche question of how you're feeling. Definitely you're not feeling sad. The tears of joy. Yeah. But what was going through your mind? I mean, this was unprecedented, and let's be honest, you came in as the underdogs. Yeah. But the focus was on Bournemouth, the Premier League side. But you're overjoyed right now.
Yeah. Look, this team, this club, I just can't fault them. You know, this season has been remarkable from minute one. We started really badly, but we picked ourselves up. And that's the thing about this club. We never say die. Never say die. It's unbelievable. You know, this club has been through the absolute mire, and to come out in the way we have this season, a treble, man, unprecedented. It's never happened at this club. The fact that we can do it tonight under that, you know, look at it. It's just incredible, incredible.
I think I spoke to you after your title win. Obviously, there was a late twist that day. Thatcham did you a favour, picked Walton and Hersham to the title. How does that compare tonight?
Do you know what? It's a standalone game against a Premier League team, and don't get me wrong, we understand that they're young, but those players want to aspire to be Premier League footballers. We had 5-6 players out there that could have played for this squad in terms of age. So for that, I'm immensely proud, and to finish it like a last-minute winner, it's just
anyway, Danny, I think you needed elsewhere, needed for the trophy lift, but thanks for your time.
Yeah, congratulations on the treble as well.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Appreciate it.
You can see the passion in his eyes, those tears of joy. I mean, Ed and Leo, I'll come to you. This just shows what this club means, you know. And also, there's a difference here. We shouldn't be talking about this on camera, but this should be on focus. There are more Basingstoke fans here. That just shows, you know, what it means to them, what it meant to them. I'm not trying to say that Bournemouth had taken it lightly by any means, but there was this passion. They wanted to win. They're not here for just just to turn up. They wanted the cup. So you think this very aspect, you mentioned whatever happens on the day, but this aspect of the passion made the difference today.
Yeah, and that's what football is all about, Neil. I mean, it's not just what's on the pitch, it's what's off the pitch as well. The fans, I mean, they came down here in their numbers. We heard them throughout the game from the kickoff, and I think that did give the players on the pitch some motivation, that drive to go on and win the cup. And as the manager said, I mean, the coach, sorry, you know, unprecedented treble. So, I mean, this is going to be on their minds forever. This is literally history we're witnessing here.
It is an unprecedented treble for them, and you can see there the Basingstoke Town players receiving their medals. Lots of worthy winners. Nathan Smart there, an experienced professional in the game. All the fans in the Fratton end, they're absolutely loving it. They've had a great season. It really is great stuff.
Absolutely, you can see there the medals have been given to the players of Basingstoke Town. We did speak to the manager, and we did see that passion and that hunger and that tears of joy as well coming down his eyes. Just shows what it means, what this game means, and this game, 10th of May 2023, will be etched in memories of everyone's hearts. It's not a club with a rich history, but this would certainly add to their very little history that they've had. And all the players, all the supporters, all the fans that were here that turned up for Basingstoke will remember this day for the rest of their lives. As rightly mentioned by Liu and Ed, it's an unprecedented treble. You don't win trebles every day, you don't win trebles every season, be it at any level. And they have had 3 trophies this season. Bournemouth, well, they were victorious yesterday against the Saints in the ladies final. Unfortunately for them, their men's could not match their ladies counterpart in the final, falling in the final hurdle. But they might be mighty proud, because remember, Bournemouth are fielding a very young squad indeed.
That's right, and here we are, DeAndre Brown lifting the Hampshire Cup high into the Hampshire sky. What a moment for Basingstoke Town, what a moment for him.
What an absolute brilliant moment this is. This is what you play football for, the moments. And it's going to be a long night for sure for these players. They must be tired and fatigued, but I'm sure it's going to be a long night ahead with a lot of celebrations. They're going to forget about their injuries, their bruises, their pain that they have suffered on the pitch physically, because mentally they're over the moon. Ed, talk us through this, because you have seen the Basingstoke faithful that have come out in numbers, and they've outnumbered Bournemouth fans totally today. What it means to them, they would have an unforgettable journey back home.
I can tell to Basingstoke, I was there myself when they won the league title on the last day of the season. I can tell you many different things that have happened, many tough years with this club. But this is a great night tonight, a great season for them. Obviously, they left their old famous Camrose ground. They left there many seasons ago. They've had to play at Winchester. They're playing now in a great complex, Winklebury, a Hampshire FA complex.
Well, you can see the champagne. You can see the champagne is already started. Celebrations is going to go on and on for tonight, because it's a treble, not just the Hampshire Cup that they've won. It's a memorable day for all of us as well. We are actually privileged to be there. Leo, when that last goal went in by their talisman Bradley Wilson, what was going through your mind? Because even you were anticipating penalties, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not a Basingstoke fan, I'm not a Bournemouth fan, but you're a football fan at the end of the day. And when you see those kind of moments happen to these kind of people, you could only be happy. You could only feel the emotions in your heart. And I mean, we were caught by surprise, because everybody here was, waiting for penalties. And for the goal to go in at that time was absolutely amazing.
Ed, let's talk about the referee, Lewis Sandow. I thought he was brilliant, very professional, because things did get a bit heated at the end, and he was he was brilliant, I guess, professional, because there were a few dodgy calls. There were a few calls that could have gone anywhere with the booking, especially that penalty, that appeal for penalty in the first half.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, we had a good view of the incident at the end. It did get quite heated, and that's going to happen. It's football in games like this. It does spill over sometimes, but no, I think the referee did a great job tonight. I think over the course of the 2 nights, the referees have done great. But you can see there, going back to the scenes, the Basingstoke players all together. There's a guy in it with his top off at the back there. You can see what it means, how excited they are. And
well,
it's fantastic.
Let me tell you, this is just a trailer for the long night ahead. Leo, what would it mean for someone like some of these players who are quite young, because we know that a lot of them are not as professional as they would like to be, but this could lay a foundation. They have had a phenomenal season, treble-winning season. This could actually be a turning point in loads of their careers, you would feel.
Yeah, well, it creates a winning mentality. You know, when you win trophies, you build experience. You have experiences such as these. It just builds you as a player.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Where am I sweet then? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Am I good here? Sweet.
Make sure the badge is on show.
And there we have, well, the winning man over here. I will not ask you how you're feeling, but the celebrations we have seen. But I would touch upon, I'll ask you a question that Basingstone's fans outnumbered the fans from Bournemouth. So did that play a part as well? You saw what it meant to the fans, and they've come out from far away, outnumbered your opposition. So how does it feel to do it for the fans?
It's not a surprise. Like, they have been superb throughout the entire season, home and away. You know, we've gone to places like Walton where we got battered this season, and you know, it's just the style of how we've done it, right? So we've won the league on the final day. We won the cup last week. We've won it this week against a fantastic side. Like, a lot of those boys are going to be playing Premiership in the next couple of years. So to do it against that calibre of talent in front of the fans that have backed us through thick and thin. I mean, you go back to a couple of years ago when we was playing down at Winchester, home sharing with a couple of other teams, and you're playing on dog and duck pitch, and they deserve it. It's, you know, they've been fantastic.
Before I ask you another question, that you've had. Sorry, Neil. You mentioned the issues you've had as a club.
Yes.
Obviously, that I've been to the ground. I know the community spirit of it. What does it mean to you to score the winner, and not only that, to get promoted? The future, how good is it looking for you?
It's looking amazing. Like what the club are doing off the pitch, not just on it. You know, it's a credit to Jack Miller, our chairman. It's a credit to the management. What they're doing for us as a club and a community is fantastic. Like I said, it was only 2 years ago when we was playing down at Winchester on a dog and duck pitch, fighting relegation, and now same level 2 years later. You know, expanding Winklebury, going up to step 3. It's a credit to everything that the club's doing.
Well, before I let you go, because I'm sure it's going to be a long night for you guys. You wear number 7.
Yes.
And you did take off your shirt. Pretty much like another one person who wears number 7, Cristiano.
Yes.
But I'm sure this is the heat of the moment. But talk us through that. I mean, I'm sure emotions got the better of you there, but you wouldn't mind that.
No, it's the manner of how we did it, right? 90th minute, like you couldn't have wrote it. Well, even Simon Dunn, our skipper, who was on the co-commentary for our channel, he came up to me and he said, like, this isn't going to penalties. We're going to have one final chance, and it just sums up us as a club, right? It sums up the spirit. So it's an incredible feeling. We go to Benidorm tomorrow as a team, and our manager even said in the change room, was like, if you boys go to Benidorm having done a treble, imagine what that's going to be like. So I can't imagine the celebrations over this weekend, what it's going to be like. It's going to be incredible.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and
Really
let me tell you, you've spoiled a great party because the ladies team did win the Hampshire Cup finals yesterday. But congratulations on the win and the treble as well.
And congratulations, Bradley. Take care. Have a great time in Benidorm as well.
And it's a fantastic finish as well. Thank you. Well, you did see the passion in his eyes as well. He was just talking about his journey. Ed, it just shows you, as he said just a few years ago, there were so many circumstances were different. But now, I mean, last 7 days for the club and for him individually has been brilliant. 3 titles in 7 days.
Superb, yeah. I remember I spoke to Jack Miller, the chairman at the last game.
Oh, well, we have the skipper here.
DeAndre Brown here. Congratulations.
Thank you. How are we doing?
I'm good. How are you guys? You okay?
Oh, well, a great season for the club.
Yeah.
As captain, how much does that mean to you to win everything?
It means everything, to be fair. We've been through so much as a club. Obviously, been kicked out of our stadium, and yeah, I mean the treble just tops it off really. The last day win of the league, and yeah, everything's just so a bit surreal at the minute. We're just trying to milk it all in as much as we can and take everything in. So yeah, absolutely buzzing.
3 titles in 7 days. It's not. I mean, at any level, not every day can you achieve that. Yeah. But your coach, Wilson, we spoke to him. We saw the passion, and he was discussing about all the situations, and as you mentioned that he had to leave the stadium. Yeah. So all these factors, and we were discussing in the media team that you guys showed more passion. Do you think you came in with a lot of fire?
I think so. Obviously, the season we've had, yeah, it just kind of tops it all off. Give that little bit extra, that one last dance, as our gaffer has been saying. But yeah, it's just amazing. It's what an achievement for our boys, and yeah, hopefully we can take the form going into next season and build on it.
Give you a difficult question now. Obviously, the way you won the title, again, there was a late goal there. I know it was in a different game. You're relying on the results. What's better, that or tonight?
I think winning the title. I think it's got to be winning the title. Obviously, I think as a club, we haven't won a league title since the 1980s, so it was an amazing achievement for us, and yeah, we're all so happy for it. So yeah, amazing.
Well, before I let you go, it's going to be a long night for you guys, I'm sure. You'll forget the injuries, the bruises, all the fatigue, that's for sure. Already. But your fans. We spoke about the fans, even with the manager as well, and with Wilson as well.
Yeah.
But how does it feel, you know, when your fans overpower the Bournemouth fans? And you spoiled a great party, let me tell you that, because the ladies team from Bournemouth, they did win the Hampshire Cup yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So they were in eyes for doing the double and spoiling your treble party. But I mean, let's be honest. You guys are the underdogs coming into the final. With all due respect, I can say that now. You're the winners now, definitely. But playing as a side, although it's not their first team, but they side with the badge of Bournemouth. Before I let you go, how does it feel against big boys, kicking the big boys out?
Unbelievable, unbelievable. It was tough out there. It certainly wasn't easy. They moved it so well, moved it so quickly. Obviously the legs went a little bit, but yeah, so glad that we pulled through in the end. And congratulations to Brad for getting the winner and all the rest of the boys for putting in the work to get here. So
Thank you,
DeAndre. We believe you're off to Benidorm tomorrow, so we'll let you get on with packing and everything.
Celebrations
And have a good night ahead, that's for sure. Congratulations on the treble.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So there we go. You can see Bradley Wilson's goal again there. What a finish. I'm sure there'll probably be a video of all different angles of that. The way he takes it on, side foot finish into the Fratton end, shirt straight off.
Well, he wears number 7. He did a Cristiano there. What a finish that was, and that was a brilliant finish as well. It's a dream, really, in a cup final, in injury time, and that's literally the dream of every footballer, to do that in front of your own fans in a big day. It's just a dream come true for him, and something that he'll.
You've got to be pleased for the manager as well, Danny Brownlee. You know, you can tell how much it meant to him when he was on. And yeah, that's really great. Really great for the town of Basingstoke and the fans, everyone. And it's fantastic. Really good.
Absolutely, it was massive. Yes, we do have Peter Langton, who's again joined us. Peter, watching from the sidelines, how your heart was racing, and let me tell you, you wanted to go home. You didn't want the penalties. But this finish, I'll throw light upon that.
Yeah.
For Wilson to do it in the cup final, it's actually you couldn't write a better script, really.
No.
Injury time, take off your shirt.
Yeah. I don't believe in anyone's script, actually, but it's that we'll actually win this today. I mean, you know, at Bournemouth, a Premier League academy side, and you would have thought they'll be the winners at the end of all this, but no, Basingstoke takes it in the very last minute. It was such a joyous scene to see, and there's another underdog story for the future and for Hampshire.
But Peter, do you think that Basingstoke were the better side from first minute? They showed more passion, more courage. Do you think so?
Well, I think both actually had some good chances in the first half. They were second in, almost had a goal put in, but I have to say, the Basingstoke manager at the very start before the game said, we weren't expecting to see any of the ball. It was all going to be Bournemouth, and look what happened. The scripts cannot be made like this.
Well, that's
exactly.
all we
we'll
have.
Go straight to Leo. Leo, your final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the reactions of the players, Bradley Wilson, amazing. The fans, everything, atmosphere was absolutely brilliant. And all I can say is wow, to be, you know, beholding an experience like this.
Thank you so much for that, Leo. Thank you, Peter. And well, congratulations to Basingstoke. And we also want to thank Solon Productions and Sienna and her team, who have done a fantastic job over the last 2 days. And that's all we have from here. Congratulations once again to both Bournemouth and the champions Basingstoke. Congratulations to the ladies team of Bournemouth for winning the Hampshire FA Cup. We also want to thank Mr. David Riley, who's been guiding us all throughout. And have a very good night, and see you later. Thank you.
Yes, and from me, Ed, as well. Thank you for everyone who's tuned in to both programmes over the last 2 nights. It's been a great advert for Hampshire football, for both the women's and the men's team. Obviously, thanks to all the fans who've come down as well. Have a great summer. All the best.
Thank you.